Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and this is Replay, Relive, and Reexperience, or as we like to call it, Re3s, where you guessed it, we do all three of those things to our favorite video game franchises. In this edition of Re3, we'll be replaying, reliving, and reexperiencing the Telltale's Wolf Among Us, based on the comic book series, Fables, created and written by Bill Willingham, in anticipation for The Wolf Among Us 2. Here to uncover this Fabletown mystery, as always, the triple threat, Chris Trio.
Gooch, I wanted to smoke a cigarette in here, but I realized that's not allowed. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a rainy... It's a good day to do a detective thing.
Absolutely.
It's been raining
I
for
know,
like a week.
it's just been terrible and dingy.
About that. Does it ever rain in the game?
No.
Which is funny because it feels like a game that is
I actually
raining.
Does it not at all? Really?
I don't think I was running through them.
And I would say that's like because of like
Technological issues. Yeah, I was thinking the same
right.
thing. I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
They probably tried it in a few scenes and were like, no.
Yeah.
But I actually do have a fun fact based on weather today.
Hey,
So
hold
it's
on,
funny.
introduce me.
It's
dude.
funny you say that. Delco Nerd Network's original Delco nerd, Joey Farrell.
Yo, what's up? E3's dead, but Re3 is alive and well.
Ouch! I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I like to
Shots
hear.
fired. Jeff Keighley.
We're coming for you, Jeff.
Jesus. Who does E3?
What?
Who's the guy who does E3? There's not a singular guy.
Well, no,
The
there's-
ESA, the company.
It's a big conglomerate.
Shots fired.
Fuck
ESA.
the ESA.
Fuck corporations.
ESA.
Burn it down. No.
ESA more like ASS.
Oh! Burn.
DNN alive and well.
The fifth and final episode, boys. We're here. 5 episodes in, 5 weeks.
Took a minute.
So, did we start in We started talking in February.
it took-
I believe so, yeah.
It's
Because then we took a week or two off.
It's the
probably
last
in
day
there.
of April, right? There's no 31st of April, right?
No, is there not?
30th.
There
Today's
isn't?
the last day.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah,
it
you're right.
took
'cause tomorrow's
us
the first, yeah.
March, April, like 2.5 months to do all this.
Yeah.
So here
It
we
is,
are.
but again, it is nice when we like kind of pocket them like this, so we don't have to just run through them.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, this kind of worked out. It sucks the game got delayed and it's
Sure.
like not near, but it's like, what are we gonna do, man?
We'll just repump it once it comes out. You'll watch it again, right?
I think
Everyone, thank you.
replaying the game, I liked it in parts, but also it was kind of a chore to get back through. So I think having the time to like, all right, spread it out.
I'm excited
sure.
to talk about like the game in a whole
Yeah,
at the end of this,
exactly.
Because like I think I got some interesting things to say, and I wasn't expecting you to say,
Yeah, it's a chore.
be like, yeah, it's a fucking chore.
I don't know. Yeah. I hate it.
And before we get into it, give a big shout out to Fingers, who did our intro and outro
Fingers, I got
Thank you,
10.
fingers.
for this Re3 and the last, and I think will probably be a staple for this series.
I think so
Just
too. I don't see why not.
remixing the video game intros and outros. I like
great
that.
stuff, yeah.
I like that. All right, episode 5, Cry Wolf. So this came out on July 8th, 2014. Our last episode, the 4th episode, came out on the 28th of May, 2014. So this is like a month and a week or two. So like they kind of kept the cadence, like 4
most
months
part, yeah.
to 2 months, month and a half, a month and like a week.
I see.
Like they kind of.
I
No
do think,
complaints. I mean, it's not like they were like 6 months for the
Yeah.
last
No,
episode.
that's true.
You know?
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Yeah.
I do think it was false advertising with the title Cry Wolf because I did not see Bigby cry. In this
Yeah, that is
episode.
frustrating.
You know what they say? Big girls don't.
Big girls don't cry.
yeah,
and
big
boys
girls-
don't cry.
And
Big
wolves,
girls- the
apparently.
cure.
I don't know. So
Big
yeah.
Big wolves don't
There's
cry.
a lot of. The point is, there's a lot of
Dude,
sayings.
missed opportunity. Big wolves don't cry.
Big wolves don't cry.
That would have been perfect. That would have been good. Yeah.
All right, so we pick up where we left off. We're lighting a cigarette, boys, and we're here to talk shop with the Crooked Man. So before we even talk about that, let's talk about our
Crooked man.
crookedy fella. He is, of course, game only, and he's one of the only characters with like various different outcomes at the end. Obviously, because he's the main
Sure.
big bad. But as of course we all know, he comes from "There Was a Crooked Man," which is an English nursery rhyme, which surprisingly like there's not a ton about. But actually, no, I do have a lot about it. But and it goes, "There was a crooked man, and he went a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked stile," which is a structure for holding like steps in place. I looked that up. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house.
Big little crooked.
So this gained popularity in the early 20th century. So 1900s was interesting, I guess. One legend suggests this nursery rhyme originated in the once prosperous wool merchants village of Lavenham, about 70 miles northeast of London, which is where the crooked house actually is. There is a crooked house there. Other sources state that the poem originates from British history, specifically the period of the Scottish Stuart King Charles I of England. The Crooked Man is to be the reputed Scottish general Sir Alexander Leslie, who signed a covenant securing religious and political freedom for Scotland. The crooked style in the poem was an alliance between the parliaments of England and Scotland, or the border between the two, depending on the source. But yeah, interesting. We haven't had one thing that came up with like something be written with like a historical
Context.
deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I was kind of surprised. But yeah, that's
Dude, nursery rhymes still. Sorry.
Are they still
Quick
being
side tangent.
created?
Yeah, is that like a thing still?
definitely.
know.
I would say no.
Because it's so weird. Like even when you say like it gained popularity, I'm like
In the
like, someone was like, "Yo, that's fire." I'm saying
what?
that.
Did you hear this new nursery
Yeah,
rhyme?
dude.
It's
Let me
fucking
tell you this thing,
sweet.
and then just like
I mean,
rhyming.
I imagine they just kind of wrote
Went
them
through family, yeah.
From what I can tell, like they wrote a book of a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And I imagine some caught on and some didn't.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, it's like poetry still exists,
Yeah,
but like
for
in a
sure.
smaller capacity. than-
Definitely.
Yeah, like
It's not like the generally consumed form of
like,
you know,
yeah.
art.
and like like
Literature.
nobody's like imagine if like a new fable came out.
yeah.
And like
I think
mean,
that's
it's
like-
totally
it's like
original.
cryptids
Quick
now.
side tangent. I think that would be something they could explore into the second season.
That'd be cool.
A fable like coming into
brand new
being.
fable.
Like they find a new
See,
fable.
I'm
But
curious
how do you do
like,
that?
how
Yeah,
did
that's
that
what I
happen?
mean.
Like
they
oh,
just
the
show-
Mundies keep talking about this thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, there's actual signs that it's in the woodlands.
So in the
like-
trailer for the second game, Bigby walks in on Dorothy, the Tin Man, and Scarecrow. And they're not like is the Wizard of Oz has like a book source material?
I think it is. I think it's based off like
is
a
it
story.
Is it like super old?
Yeah, I think it's before. I mean, like 1900s,
But
early 1900s.
you wouldn't consider it like a fable. Like it's not like the same thing as the Big Bad Wolf.
Not necessarily,
It is
but,
because
like,
of time
yeah.
and probably how we
Well,
view
isn't
it.
that what? Well, I feel like we were talking about this in the first episode, right? Like because who did they bring in that we were like, oh, that's like a very recent one. Oh yeah, the New Jersey Devil
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So like.
Who's like a legend? Like
Yeah, who's a
Chupacabra,
legend. So
you're talking
like,
about.
it is interesting, like what kind of causes that to happen.
yeah, because and then it even gets weird because like
Slenderman shows up.
yeah, that's what I was like.
Dude, actually, that's a great
Like
example.
modern
I mean, that's what I
fables
mean.
are basically just cryptids, so it's
Yeah.
like Bigfoot
And
and,
creepypasta.
like
Yeah.
what's the fucking I forget.
The
I talked
Yeti?
about it on the last episode. No,
The
the one that
Yeti?
Jersey
No.
Devil looks like
Oh.
with the horns.
Tasmanian Devil? No.
When you said it like the Lichen from The
Yeah,
Witcher.
something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
Well, those are probably actual fairy. I
Yeah.
assume those are based in
But
some type of
basically,
folklore.
like
But
what
I don't
I'm
know.
like, honestly, it's like we still have new fables. It's just we don't call them fables. We call them, urban legends.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
cryptids.
Memes. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and it's also funny. It seems like in modern times, like the focus is more like these are never
Scary
mind.
beings.
They've always been scary.
Yeah,
it's just I
spooky,
think the
yeah.
bar for what's scary is
It's kind of moving, yeah. Like
And-
even there was like that AI generated woman that's now become like a cryptid
that's
too.
so weird.
Like probably in
Like-
like the 1800s, like Beauty and the Beast, like
I've
beasts
seen
are
it.
scary.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a rabbit hole. That's a scary rabbit hole.
I mean, and
think
even
I've
like
seen
the what are the VHS like style videos that are like back rooms
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever
just, like, the
stuff.
found footage stuff.
Yeah,
Found
like,
footage?
yeah, back
Like,
the back
Blair
rooms
Witch?
things. Have you heard of that at all?
Backrooms, yeah.
That's what
Isn't
it's
that a
using.
game?
It became a game, but it started as like an urban legend about
Like
like,
a creepypasta.
This concept. I think it was like a subreddit of people all like getting
Like
in
you
on this
glitched
idea.
into the world
Yeah,
between
it's
worlds
literally
or
the
something.
idea that you can clip out of reality
Yeah.
and you end up in this like dark,
Weird,
dingy
terrible,
back room.
like office space
There
that
have been like
continues
games
forever.
like Doki Doki
Yeah.
Literature Club is kind of like this, where like it's a game, but like it's like
It's a meta game,
it's a meta like horror
which also,
game.
dude, highly recommend. That game's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Doki Doki Adventure.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Literature Club.
It's like
Super good.
it's like a girl anime game or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah, it starts
Wait,
off
what is it? No.
It starts off as like a dating sim where you're just like you join a club at this high school and you're like talking to all the girls.
No, I
and
know,
you
I
can
believe
like
you. Yeah.
you can like pick who you write poems for, and then as it goes on, it just like
Goes
it
shit.
gets way dark and it changes. A
Yeah,
bunch.
like they like shit like it like the game starts breaking down.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
played it when the Eagles won the Super Bowl last time. My parents were out in the living room screaming, and I had my headphones on, and I was talking to the girls in Doki. It was great. Great night.
Good times.
So I always associate the two of those things together. Go Birds.
the life and adventures of
Yeah.
Joseph,
Yeah.
middle name, initial,
P
Farrell.
doesn't stand.
My middle initial is also P.
We got really off topic, but I'm
It's
All
Yeah,
right.
I like
we
it.
were talking about fables and how they come to originate.
No, I
and
know.
everything,
It was a funny tangent.
stuff, yeah.
So yeah, we're talking to the Crooked Man and the Crooked Gang, as I like to call them.
The crooks.
I forget exactly the conversation, but like, the Crooked
talking
Man's
about the
like,
murders and
we
stuff
didn't
like
fucking
that.
do it.
He's like,
Actually,
well,
JK, Georgie did
okay.
it.
So
Yeah.
how did
And
that
he's just
whole
like-
thing go down for you? I guessed him.
I didn't guess him, and I was
didn't-
so bummed. I guessed Mary, and then he was like, Bigby.
Fucking idiot.
He's like,
Wait, did he directly ask you?
So you can say
Well,
there's 2 points where you can say he's like I'll take care of the problem, and then you can either go, oh, I know who you're talking about, or you're like, who did it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's X or B.
There's an option where you can be like, don't even. I already know who did it.
And then he's like, oh, well, who do you
and
think
then
it
he's
is?
literally
So
like, okay, bet who.
He didn't ask me that.
oh, interesting.
I think because I said like I don't
you
know.
said there is a different way to set up the conversation.
Because
I
at
think.
first I was like, wait, I fucking forget who did it. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, wait.
Exactly.
wait.
Yeah,
Back
I
up.
was like,
I don't
could
know who
probably
did
guess
it.
And then I guessed wrong, and he's like, yeah, no, that's cute. but
Bloody
no.
Mary. Huh. She's bloody, but she ain't that bloody.
Wait, did you say Jersey?
no,
Georgie.
Georgie.
Yeah. So
Georgie.
So for me,
Georgie.
he just tells me Georgie did it, and he kind of sits there at first, like, yeah, I fucking did it, and I'm like, are you guys lying? Like,
Yeah.
it does not. This doesn't seem honest.
Yeah, it almost seems like he's just taking.
and
the
then
fall
and then
yeah.
he like. The crooked man like slowly starts putting
Turning
Georgie
on him.
under the bus,
Yeah.
and he's like, wait, back up.
Hey, hold the fuck up, Mike.
And that's when I realized, oh no, Georgie, he did do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I totally didn't remember this. I'm like, he's throwing him under the bus. And you know, all the rest of them are like, stop,
Yeah.
you're not taking us all down with you. And
Georgie, just go,
Yeah,
man.
and I do like that it is the most logical person to do it because it's like, yeah, who would have
course it
killed
would.
the
That's-
strippers other than the guy who is their boss?
Yeah.
And is treating them like shit.
yeah, and
It's like, oh yeah,
And they
fucking
obviously
throw-
did something wrong. Like, yeah.
and we'll definitely get into it more because I did intentionally lie to you guys. I don't know if you realized
What
it.
the fuck?
Um,
Ever lie
about
man.
a certain character, which is still true, but we'll talk about it. Of Georgie's like, you know, he like does what he does out of like, you know, it's not just like he kills them because he wants to. Or
He was told by the crooked man.
yeah, but there's like a few different reasons, right? There's like two reasonings behind it.
Well,
The
yeah,
crooked
by the
man-
end, yeah, you
Yeah.
realize.
So, and then we get to that conversation, shit starts escalating, and then dude, Mary's entrance is so cool where
Dope.
Bigby looks over into the mirror and
just walks, yeah.
she's standing there and she turns
Can you
around to look at
choose
you.
to leave in that situation? He's like, can you just give us a moment, Bigby? And I'm like, I didn't say he so certain
Yeah.
person's
See,
coming with me. I was like,
it's probably
no,
a
I'm hanging out.
It's
Like,
probably a non-choice.
yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
where they word it like, I'll head out, and then you click it, and then Bigby goes, yeah, I'll head out.
And then,
After I
and then you
kill
walk
you,
out and
yeah.
you look at the
Yeah.
mirror. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
some
oh
shit
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bloody Mary shows up. Fight breaks out. Georgie. So for me, Georgie was wounded by Tweedledum or D, like knifing him in the gut.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's what happened
Okay,
to me,
'cause
so.
I'm like,
So that's why it's weird later because he says he's like, or no, even like at the very end when they kind of ask you about it, not to skip so far ahead, but
he's like,
yeah, Bigby takes credit for it, and I was like, what the no.
no, you
I
didn't.
mean, I
put him out of his
to
misery.
get ahead.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
kill him, but I did not cause the
yeah, you
events
didn't-
leading
you-
to
a
him
mercy
dying.
kill.
Hold on,
Killing
you
is a
put him
lot
out of his
different.
misery. You killing, it's sure they're
Right.
the same thing,
Yeah.
but like there's a different way to word
Nah,
it.
they're
I
not
hear
the
it.
same thing.
That
Yeah.
was fucking me up because he was like, yeah, I took care of
Yeah, no,
George.
I
was
fucked
like,
up him
You know,
too.
that's like the wounded dog, and it's like, do you
but
just
I would
let this
never call
dog?
that a murder or
do
I
you
killed
let this
that thing.
dog or a deer bleed out? No, you mercy kill it.
So okay, so we
you
get
get
out of
good
that. Everyone's running. Shit's hit the fan.
Yeah.
We're running after them as Bigby wolf through the city because apparently no one cares. And then you are just sprinting down, doing a bunch of quick times.
A bunch of quick
you
times
jump
that-
off
that
the roof.
don't matter
That
again.
don't matter at all. You
Because
jump
I
over.
was failing them, and they were
and
just
they were
all
fine.
So you're just getting smacked by things.
or just like with
you like,
yeah.
missing-
when you
Ugh,
jump from roof to roof, you literally go, oh shit, instead.
Oh,
And
okay, I'm done.
also to the point that when the decision comes up to pick a car, I didn't pick.
It just-
I just let it go.
So who did it go to?
It went to not Crooked Man. It went to
Vivian
Georgie and
and
Vivian.
Yeah, that's the one I jumped on. And I'm
jumped
like,
on-
fuck.
I jumped on crooked.
Good.
So
I'm glad we got
what
the
happens when you do that?
You just get shaken off and you go to the strip club.
Oh, sick.
It's
non-choice.
ridiculous.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for Wolf Among
See,
Us
like
too.
that's one
So
thing.
okay, now I think here's where the difference is though. Once you get, so you guys go straight to the club with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I get there, the woman is dead. She
Oh.
killed herself.
Oh,
Vivian
shit.
killed herself.
Vivian
before
is
you
already
get,
dead. Okay,
her,
so
her
That's
head's
crazy.
already
I
on
feel
the
like
ground.
that's a ton of story stuff you missed then.
Yeah. So
Well-
that's definitely like not the good option.
No, it
That
definitely
sucks.
seemed like it.
Yeah.
I was
She
thinking
has
that.
a whole thing where she explains like why.
Well, so
everything
Georgie
happened.
kind of
Does it?
explains that.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
we're
like,
definitely gonna talk
he's like,
about
we
it,
made
so.
we made the things out of her ribbon, and then yeah,
Blimey,
blimey,
fucks.
fuck, mate.
It's just like a worse option. I feel like to have
Yeah.
Georgie explain like, "Oh, I'm dying."
And
anyway. I was
yeah,
like,
because that's a moment of her pulling her fucking.
Oh
head
yeah,
in.
it's a big moment.
Yeah.
She has more incentive to say it than he really does.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
he's
I think
dying,
at that
he doesn't
point
care,
he's
I
like,
don't know.
"Fuck him. She betrayed me. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. I don't care."
Yeah, because he really just does want Crook to go
Mm-hmm.
down.
But yeah, so we got there. Did we miss anything else on the trip?
No,
over?
I think I had something to say, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I like how in games like this, Detroit Become Human, you can just end an entire character's playthrough like right at the beginning. I kind of wish, and we'll talk about the sequel later, but like in the second one, they don't do these non-choice choices. Like I don't know how this would work, and obviously that's not my job to figure it out. But like in Detroit, if you're playing as the character Kara, you can die and then you just don't get to see your stuff.
Yeah.
It sucks, but like it's a very like
real thing,
big like decision to be like,
we're
gonna cut you out of a third of the game,
Gotcha.
because you fucked up.
But you play as multiple characters in that game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like where they kind of have the
It is
issue with
different.
that slightly,
Right.
but I do think they could do that more with your ancillary characters. Like, what if Snow could have died by the end of this?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's so tricky because, like, to make the choices matter, you have to sacrifice some entertainment value. Because if you make the bad choice, sometimes it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
and
usually
That's
you
why
aren't
even in
given a
like old
choice.
RPGs, you could kill main characters.
Yeah,
right?
it
and stuff like
sucks
that.
to lose Kara in Detroit Become Human at the beginning. You're missing the entire story, and it is a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, if you're not like if you're like just accidentally missing shit, you can literally die in the house at the beginning of the game. You can literally die at the first chapter, and then you're just like, yeah, this character's gone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you kill all of them pretty early on, or like no? Or
No, I think Connor, because he dies and comes back.
Got
He's the
it,
only
okay.
character who
because he's an
can't die.
android, right, or something.
Yeah. Connor. What does he say? I was sent by CyberLife.
Get out of here, metal skin. Metal racism. That would be real.
What do
I
they
think.
call?
make
What do they
a
call
Terminator
replicants? Skin jobs. That's the
That's
way.
That does sound bad. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
That's like. Did you ever see?
Oh well, that's Harrison. Dude, have you Harrison Ford's narration of Blade Runner? And
Yeah.
he
Calls
says,
him skin, yeah.
he's like, yeah, he just called him a skin job. That's basically the equivalent of calling a black person a.
Yeah.
And he says it, and it's honestly the funniest thing.
Is that real?
Yeah,
I don't remember
It's
that.
the
I
original
watched it
cut.
in, like, high
It's the
school.
original cut, not the final cut. They took.
And then all these PC fucks came down.
Because Blade Runner really needed it. That's crazy. I don't.
That was
yeah,
crucial
I
to the
guess it
story.
is.
No, interesting.
Yeah, I don't even remember what cut I watched in high school.
I'll just send you
Blade
that.
Runner that
It's
much.
just funny.
Yeah.
Harrison
Blade
Ford
Runner.
saying
Oh
that.
man,
Like very
skin
seriously.
job. There's just a quick side tangent. You got Tosh.0. He did a
Jesus.
video of like him just having it was a row of different people of different races, and he would just say random words, and he's like, "Please let me know if any of these sound racist to you at all." And they were just made up words.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say any of them.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest videos
I
I've
mean,
ever
it's
seen in my
crazy. A
life.
lot
You
of
need
it's
to look
just
it up.
phonetic and shit.
That's what I mean.
There's
It's
certain
just-
words that sound like bad
Like
words.
skin
and just
job.
aren't.
Like what?
Yeah, and weird combinations in phonetics.
It
It's
was,
all.
oh my god, you gotta watch it. I
Fucking
want
skin
it.
job.
It was so funny. I'm gonna send it to you guys after this.
So yeah, we get back to the pudding in pie. For us, Vivian
Pudding
is still
and die.
alive.
Yeah.
Georgie is
Bleeding and die. The bleeding and die.
yeah, gut shot, gut cut, if you want to call it that. So yeah, Vivian kind of just like is like
Spills
all
the
right,
whole beans.
I gotta spill the whole beans, and so she is a fable, but she's not at the same time. So remember, I told we were talking like, oh, like this character's just not a fable. She like is and she isn't.
Yeah. It's like the
so
ribbon
she
is
can
the
the girl
fable,
with the
right?
ribbon is like a fable that is told like a bunch of different versions of differently. So like there is a fable, a girl with a ribbon, but like there's tons of them and they're all different.
Yeah.
So
Like,
she tells you though everything.
yes,
But how does she do that?
she's alive.
But she has the ribbon. Can she
So
overpower
it
that?
doesn't work for her.
Oh, okay.
Hers
It's all
is like
made
the
from her.
yeah.
I see. I didn't
Hers
know.
is basically the power because she goes into like she removing hers would have freed everybody else because she has like the original.
Yeah,
Right.
that makes
Like
sense.
vampire
Break.
style.
That's
Kill
what I
everybody.
Breaker,
assumed,
destroy
yeah.
the thing. Everything
Yeah,
else.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
So
good.
she can say whatever she wants.
Like when you kill the original werewolf or werecar,
Exactly.
for instance. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is her fable in the thing goes like this. Vivian was the very first to bear the curse of the purple ribbon. Removing the ribbon would result in death, and any attempt to talk about it was thwarted by the spell upon it. As time went on, she tried to live a normal life. Eventually, she married a nice man, but he was constantly wondering about the ribbon around her neck. Despite her pleas to leave him alone, one night while she was sleeping, he attempted to remove it. As he pulled one edge of the string, Vivian woke and saw that what her husband was doing. In a panic, she pulled away, preventing the ribbon's knot from being undone. Furious, she tried to express the severity of his actions, but her husband was unable to understand. She realized then that she couldn't trust him and decided to leave. She lived alone for the rest of her days in the homelands, preferring the safety of isolation to the risk of another betrayal.
Interesting. But so she couldn't talk about the ribbon,
She couldn't tell. Yeah.
but she told you about the ribbon.
Does she ever say
So that's what I think the Georgie thing actually gets around that. What was what did I hear?
I didn't
about
hear
that?
anything.
Oh my god.
No. Yeah. What was that?
I thought I just
Oh, you heard it?
No.
All right. I'm going. Maybe I'm going insane. I thought I heard like a like a.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
geez.
Receipts.
I just lost my train of thought now.
Oh shit!
What were
Yeah,
you talking
no,
about?
Georgie definitely
Yeah.
says like we created the ribbons from her ribbon, and just the only way to break their curse
Is to remove her ribbon.
right.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I guess
Okay.
she's not the one explicitly saying because it is.
But she
it's
does
both
like
of them
confirm.
talking.
Yeah,
She's-
they do both go back and forth, and you could like Bigby has the option to pull it.
I tried to. You can't.
You can't. So she always kills herself.
Yes.
Which I think is
She does like when you do it with when I did it with Narissa in like episode 2 or 3. She like backs off and she's like, "Hey, oh,
What the fuck?
yeah." I
so-
tried to do it because I've been a bad boy. I've been playing
I
for,
went
like, a
pretty
bad
rogue
boy.
at the end here, so I'm excited to talk
yes,
about it.
and I think it is more poetic when like Vivian's like
This is my
we're
choice.
ruining. We're like we're just objective. I get not objectively. What's the word I'm looking for?
Subjectively.
I don't know.
Subjecting these people.
We're
to terrible-
we're ruining these people's lives, and it's because of us too,
Yeah.
not because of the crooked man.
Yeah.
like we're the people who decided to kind of like put these ribbons around their mouth or their necks and make them unable to speak.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just gonna.
Peace.
Done.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think the effect of like the ribbon coming off and her head just
Yeah, that's
separating
pretty
from
cool.
her
That's pretty
neck,
well done.
I wish I saw it.
really like I think just
gruesome,
well
yeah. It's
done.
pretty
Like her
Because
body
it comes
just
off
collapses.
and it just looks like the cut was already there,
There,
and
yeah.
the ribbon's the only thing keeping it
Keep it-
together.
yeah, exactly,
And there's
yeah.
like one little thing of blood, and then her head just fucking.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Damn
And
it,
she
I wish
just,
I saw
she
it.
just whomps down.
Yeah, but again, that does annoy me of that non-choice. That really
Yeah,
does.
I know.
To jump on this crooked man's like.
And again, I think that's like just a victim of like these type of games. Like I think like even
yes and
even
no.
in Detroit, I guarantee you there are some non-choice.
No,
actions.
for sure, but like you'd want them to hopefully overwhelmingly be choice,
not
not
non-choice.
It's
non-choice.
kind of
yeah.
things that, like, in terms of writing, you have to work on, like, hiding. Like, make it so that you don't see it. Make it so that the non-choices aren't glaringly obvious, which I guess it's hard once.
And
you
this is
discuss
something
with
where
other people.
Detroit Become Humans. I think it's the butterfly effect. Like so they have
Yeah,
this
they have
chart,
the chart, yeah.
and you could see like okay, like this dialogue goes to this, and there's some other tree paths, but maybe you haven't unlocked it. But it says there's other things. It's like
You see
I
this
would-
whole tree.
I
that
would
you,
really love to see like the big broad tree. It's like okay, like what does everything lead up to, and like I think it's just like interesting to like even if
I
you're
could
not
see
gonna
them
like,
taking that point on
utilize
this
it,
new one.
just
yeah.
glance at it to be like okay, like what could I?
Where
have
do,
done?
oh,
Or
in
are
chapter
there other
6, I
options?
missed this whole tree of possible choices.
I think like
Yeah.
the way to keep the Telltale games feeling like they have a choice is you never replay them, talk to anybody about them, or look up videos online, and then it probably feels like, oh dang, I made all
Man,
these
I
cool
really
choices.
did create
But
my
as
whole,
soon as you find out what the other options are, you're like, I guess.
Yeah,
it really kind of all ends up at the same
So
spot.
I think
I feel like that's happened like 4 times.
Yeah,
with
so
us.
I think when Wolf Among Us 2 comes out, nobody's allowed to talk to me about it. I'm not looking up
No
anything,
reviews.
and I'm just gonna be like, nice.
this was
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
This was the
That's
best
what I'm gonna
video
start
game
doing
created
with
ever.
Telltale.
So yeah, and then Georgie kind of spills his guts. He does
Literally.
kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
No.
Dang.
He does
That's good.
he does spill his guts
Yeah.
about the murders. He did kill Faith. He did kill Lily. Of course
What the crooked man made me do?
from the crooked man's orders.
Yeah.
Do we leave Georgie to die or do we show him mercy? Yep. Ready? That's all
We're
it
sick,
is.
dude. We're sick.
Yeah, there we go.
I also like how literally before the cast we were talking about how I can't play D&D because I can't role play, and then I'm like hopping into Georgie's voice. Hey,
Oh, yeah, Mike.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's very,
yeah, no.
it's like home. It's easy to sit
yeah.
in.
Yeah. No, I mean he was a dick. I didn't like him, but I'm not gonna let him sit there and suffer. I don't think he was that bad. You gotta be a pretty
So I'm
bad
wondering
dude
if
for
you
that.
Yeah,
say
like
that you
he was
don't
clearly
kill
in
if you
love
don't-
with Vivian.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was very clear that like they
were.
liked each other. And
I don't know what this is.
I mean, I don't know if they're fucking, but I mean, probably.
No, this isn't even fucking. I don't know what this is. It's just they're touching
Isn't
feet.
this-
No, that would be 2 men.
Oh.
And
Oh, I thought you were just going like this, like how
All right,
Uber
we're-
and stuff.
anyways,
Cut that out.
no, I want that right in there.
No.
I was
No
going to
cuts
say,
on this
I do
podcast.
think a weird little small thing is that when you do mercy kill him, it's crazy that he goes for the wound that I don't know.
Right. It's,
How do you know
it's
that's not
violent.
kill him
It's
right
violent.
away?
It's not like he just like
Yeah,
cuts
cut
his throat
or
and-
something like
yeah,
that. It was
yeah.
like, oh, let me just make this worse.
I'd be like,
He's
Georgie,
"Ow!"
I'd be like, Georgie, where's the gun you definitely have around
anything
here?
like
And I
that.
will
Yeah,
finish
he's just like, all right, let me put you out of your misery by
And he just-
increasing
he just
it.
takes off his, takes
Yeah.
out his fucking
That
guts.
was
Yeah.
nuts.
And of course, before Georgie dies, he gives us the location of Shepherd Metalworks, where, of course, the Crooked Man will be residing. We get there. And this set piece is pretty much a set piece for the Bloody Mary fight.
Dope.
We see her true form, which is pretty fucking scary. I love
cool.
how the glass cracks when she
I like her
walks.
like the I don't even know how to do the sound, but she's
Banshee. Yeah,
like
she
it's like
shakes.
it's
And then, of course, I totally forgot about this.
I totally forgot about this too.
We do see, because we've said it. Oh, it sucks that we see Bigby's true form in the.
Oh yes.
We
Yeah,
don't.
we don't.
We
Yeah, we
don't.
see the
We
full
silly dumb
finally
guy.
we see the big bad wolf.
Big bad wolf.
Yeah.
So, there. Before we jump to talk about that, there is a fable, a missable one you can miss, and it's basically Bloody Mary doing a your mom joke to Bigby. If I think you tell her to cut the shit, and she says something like, she basically says that your mom's a whore.
Yeah.
And it gives you this profile on Winter Wolf, who's Bigby's mother. So Bigby's mother, Winter, fell in love with the North Wind and bore him and 7 wolf cubs. But he quickly grew tired of her and left Winter. This is the North Wind.
Wait, is this a wolf or a lady? Like a human?
His mom is a wolf. The North Wind is literally wind.
Yeah, it's wind. It's like an element.
Yeah. Heartbroken and alone, she tried to care for her cubs despite her grief. She was especially fond of Bigby, but as the run of the litter, he was often teased by his older brothers. And then we see his true form, and we do get another fable that kind of like finishes that one off. Yeah. Bigby's true form is that of a giant 8-foot tall wolf. In addition to his iconic huff and puff power, which was awesome.
That was a good.
I was like,
fight. I was like,
this
all right,
is
yeah,
sick. I was like, this
that
is
was
so
good.
cool.
I agree.
He's also inherited other abilities from his father, the North Wind. For example, Bigby is able to hold his breath for an abnormally long amount of time, making it impossible for him to drown.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think there was another thing that was talking about how Bigby, and like being the runt of the litter, like ate a lot to get bigger.
Yeah.
And it kind of talks about how that he has this like essentially like he was bullied and then became a bully himself.
Yeah.
Sure.
As
That makes sense.
Yeah.
cycle of abuse, dark things.
Yeah. And I think the fight with Mary's pretty cool. Again, like you're just kind of
I
like,
will
liked
say, Mary, I thought we got more.
you just kind of don't like how she gets killed.
You just were like, all right, okay, she doesn't like him, or she's like, Bigby, you used to be big and bad, but now you're not. And now I'm the big bad one, and then you just kill her.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? I felt like it was kind of like, I thought we were gonna get like maybe a bit more there, but I don't know what I was necessarily expecting
I
either, because
like
they
that
don't
final
have like.
fight.
Yeah.
I thought the fight itself was good. Don't get me
I
wrong.
see what you're saying,
but
though.
do you
It
get
is
why
very
it just kind
quick.
of felt like one dimension? Like she's the bad guy,
she's
which
nothing.
I guess she's supposed to be.
She's like the physical villain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, she is.
Also, use the
Crooked
gun you
Man's-
have.
Yeah. True. Yeah. What the hell?
Whoa.
I don't know.
She had like a million clones
She-
of herself,
she
and
got
she
it-
couldn't just get like a couple more of the
Like maybe
guns.
just have one up there just
Yeah,
in
what the
case they
hell?
fail. Like, I don't know. Either way.
Maybe Silver like.
Well, no, it seemed
you do
the
find
Crooked
the
Man
sil-
had the bull. Yeah.
Right, you do find like the silver bullet forge, but it's
Yeah.
like okay, like it's like magical silver. Man, I guess
I don't
it's
think it
any
does
kind
have
of
to be
silver.
magical, yeah.
Like, is that hard to find? Like, I
I don't think, but again, I don't think it has to be magical. I think it just has to be silver, as long as
Right,
it's pure
right,
silver.
right.
Yeah.
I guess there's maybe only one. I
mean, you could
this is
buy a
like,
block
this
of
is
silver
bending
online.
over. This is mental gymnastics,
Yeah.
but there's only one gun that can shoot these silver bullets.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
That's- yeah,
Absolutely not. You
that's-
could definitely get another. Yeah.
that's fucking
mystical
ridiculous.
fable gun. But yeah, no, I thought the fight was cool. I liked all the clones. There's a fucking Return of the Living Dead 3. There's like a lady and she like stabs all these like needles and glass into herself. So I was like, hell yeah.
Remind you.
Basically like
Yeah, that last
all
shot
the
of her-
noises when she's like moving
Yeah,
and
it
shit.
was
Yeah,
so good.
dope.
When she like at the end like pulls the piece out of her
Yeah,
head.
that shit was cool.
It's good.
As a
And
horror fan,
and
I
I love
loved
his
all of
final
that shit.
chomp, and then he like he's got blood all over his
Yeah.
snout, and then he turns back into
Yeah.
his human
Thankfully,
form.
all
and-
his clothes fell off.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
So they could put him back on.
Exactly. That would be rough getting home naked. I mean, he did just run through the city as
Oh
a
yeah,
wolf man,
no, his,
so
his clothes are just in a fucking.
That's what I was
jail.
saying.
It's
That's
like,
what-
you,
yeah.
you didn't put them
Well,
there,
they
dude.
just cut away from the part when he starts like
the
going wolf
transforming.
mode. He's like,
So maybe he just yeah.
I could buy that his clothes are magical, and like when he
Yeah.
transforms,
Actually,
I could buy
yeah,
that.
I could. I'll take that.
I can buy that.
that the clothes
But the
are
fa-
some form of glamour.
But yeah, the fact that his clothes are just nicely piled up.
I do want to talk. Yeah, I just think him running through the city though at night in full wolf form. I was
I
like,
do-
Okay,
I have a
there's
fun fact
another
about that.
part near the like at the very end that I want to talk about in
Yeah, I know
relationship
what
to
you're
that
talking
too.
about. So yeah, Bigby kills Mary. There's no other outcome for this. She has to die. We bring the Crooked Man in. Do you choose to bring him in with or without violence? Did you like rough him up, or when he pointed the gun at you, did you try to go at it?
Like,
I tried to
bring
go at him once.
Wait, bring him into like the fables.
Yeah.
Well,
I
didn't
killed him.
Yeah, I killed that fucker.
You killed him there.
yeah.
I killed him.
You
yeah.
both killed him there.
Dude, you strangle that fucker to death.
I choked
So
him
you
out.
did not do the trial.
No. Well,
Now,
so you
what
come
trial
back.
what trial do we need?
So we do. The
Ah.
trial still continues, but like trial, you just.
Everyone's
so,
just pissed at you for killing.
I mean,
So the
that's-
whole
that's-
time, well, not every. Well, for me, not everyone.
Okay.
Anyways.
Friends, like
So
kind
so
of
when
on
he
your
points
side.
the gun at
Really?
your head
Like,
the first time,
okay.
did
Interesting.
you act immediately on that, or is that where you killed
I
him?
tried to go at him, and then he like pulled the gun out, and then he had the gun on me. He's
he
like,
fires
and
a
then,
warning shot.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You're all right now, Mr. Sheriff. You're gonna take me back to everyone, so we can have a nice little
with
trial."
a skin snake
Yeah.
boots.
And he's like, "We'll get back there, and we'll get my trial, and it'll be all fine. That's what Snow White wants." I don't know why I went British, but and then you just go,
No,
I'm killing you.
I killed him.
And then it's a pretty fucking rough scene. He like strangles
It
him.
is. Made me feel a little bad. And then like the way he falls and his eyes are still kind of looking at the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
You like he strangles him so hard his like neck gets red and he like is
Yeah.
like blood's coming out of his eyes a little
Yeah.
bit. Like he does it in a pretty
was
rough
pretty
way.
Wow.
But yeah, you're just like Bigby's kind of just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not doing
somebody
that. And your
touches
eyes
on
turn
it.
red
Yeah.
when you do it. Yeah, for some reason.
Somebody touches on it in this later scene when you're at the trial. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really a trial anymore, but
What was supposed to be.
Yeah.
somebody says they're like, I forget. Maybe Bigby actually says it himself, or it's either Bigby or Gren or Holly. One of the people who's like kind of on the side of
Yeah.
killing him. Someone says they're like, he would have just talked his way out of it. If we
so
brought
that's
him
what
here,
I mean,
yeah,
that's-
he
Narissa
would've-
says that at the end to me.
That's
yeah.
kind of what
he does.
he tries to
That's
do.
exact- yeah.
So like kind of
I
jumping
remember,
ahead
so
a
that's
little
what I
bit.
did last time I played.
He convinces some people, and then I convinced them not to. Like, I'm not sure if there's like a failure outcome for this. I would imagine there kind of is, but regardless of what happens,
What failure option where he does convince them?
yes, because like
Because
I-
there is a part where it says you're losing the crowd or you're gaining the crowd.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, like
In
there,
setting up the
there's
sequel, though.
there's like a very convincing back and forth
Yeah.
between. Between the Crooked Man and Bigby, a Bigby like, like you could come in and it's like, I kind of like when he said something that was the truth about us, I did not defend us. I just let him talk. Like, I'm like, he's not lying. Like about the business office kind of being a little bit corrupt and like, and the fucking Bluebeard chimes in. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Bluebeard.
You just proved his point, you dipshit. What are you good for?
But
What-
then it's
what have
also
you
like
done?
Snow White wasn't like she's not the head at that point either. So it was
Who?
funny. Snow
Snow?
White at that point when all the
she-
corruption was going
Oh
on.
right, yeah, and that's
Like,
that's
that's
a
what- yeah.
funny thing because he tries to say that, and it's like Crane was in charge, and he's like, "Yeah, I forgot."
All right, fair. Yeah.
You know what my other reason for killing him too is like such a permanent or a pervasive theme throughout the game is that the office, the actual office, they're not able to deal with everyone's problems. So in my mind, I'm like, what is going to be different about us bringing in the Crooked Man? It's still like this failed bureaucracy that's not going to get anything done. I'm going to take care of it right now, and I did, and now it's
See that's
care
kind of the idea, and I'm trying to think of like what character or in what game this is kind of happens in, where it's like like okay, like
It's the moral dilemma.
justice isn't being done, but then now we have to follow the book and do things right because if I'm not
12
doing
Angry
things.
Men. I think it's 12
The
Angry
classic. Yeah.
Classic. Yeah, the seminal. I need to do the right thing because that's what we're advocating for. And I can't, even though I do have the power to just do what I want and I have this reputation of that, I need to prove it wrong. So I do bring him in under, Snow's orders. And
He's tried to kill me so many times. He's lost that right, in my opinion. As a dad, like he's pointing a gun at me.
And it's kind of like the way I see it, and what happens is like he does. You kind of get like I got him at the end, and it's like you're going away.
Yeah.
We haven't. Well, I get to tell him the choice, which was throw him down the witching well, which kills him, or imprison him, or I think there's another option. Or killing him like right there.
Yeah.
Like being a little brutal about it.
Yeah.
And I chose to imprison him,
Which is the right choice. You played the right way.
Yeah,
But I
I-
did what I had to do.
And I
That
just
is the
dealt.
right
I
option.
did what I felt like I didn't do before. Genuinely.
So before you even finish that sentence, he gets you in a chokehold, has the gun, brings you back to the witching well. Like he's gonna throw.
I
you
remember that,
He's
yeah.
gonna throw you down the witching well, and then obviously the tables turn. Big B has him in a chokehold over the witching well. You can push him in. I decide to. It's kind of like I'm being the bigger man, pulling him back, and be like, "No, you're gonna do the time.
Yeah.
You're not just getting out of this.
Kind
You're
of
not
a
just dying. Like I
vague-
know that's what like
I
the
getcha.
crowd wants.
Yeah.
Some of them want to see you dead. Some of them like or Auntie Greenleaf. Like
Yeah.
it's like we can imprison him. I know how to do it. And
Yeah.
that's another interesting thing because she was on my side because I didn't
She
burn
was
her. I
very
didn't,
much not on our
yeah,
side. She
I didn't
was not
burn the
happy.
tree.
Well, she tried to go.
And she went at Snow, but she was like, Bigby saved the tree. And then he offered me a job.
Dude, there was one such in our path. I don't know if you got this dialogue because did you burn? You didn't burn the tree, right? So there's that weird moment where she's ramping up, and she's like, "And you guys have been doing all this to me, and you," and then it cuts scene, and then the voice changes to "tried to burn the tree down."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, so we didn't.
That's
We're
what
like-
I said. Well,
she's
that was the
literally
funny
like,
thing.
You
I was
talked
like,
about it. It's like, so
So
we
yeah,
didn't
shut
do
the
it.
fuck up.
Yeah,
no,
that was a weird.
it was funny.
Yeah,
she
she was
wasn't on
mad
us.
at Snow.
She was mad at Snow for me, and then we were like, well, we didn't, and I stopped her.
so
And
what's
guess
the-
what?
yeah.
You were making illegal glamours, so
Yeah.
we kind of could have.
It
Honestly,
felt
if
like
we
a
wanted
weird
to.
thing where like the dialogue leading up to it was built for the choice
And
of
then it
having
went-
burned it.
yeah.
And then if you didn't burn it, they're like, let's cut this in.
Yeah,
And it was just like
interesting.
so. I was.
It just didn't
what?
feel right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was against me, and then Beauty and Beast were like, "Oh, you did exactly what we wanted you to do."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like they were very disgusted.
Right.
that
They
I would-
wanted you to kill him, but the fact that you did it, like, kind of.
Yeah,
They literally were like. At
This is-
one
I
point,
wanted this,
I think
but-
Beauty literally says like, "Oh my god, like I hoped for this, but this is really gruesome."
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm like,
that's
is it
sad.
really that
Yeah,
bad
and
though?
then,
Also, like,
and then Gren and Holly are kind of like, kill him.
yeah, they were like,
We
We want to see
"Who
some
cares
heads
to me?"
roll.
There's one part though I did really love, and it's probably I don't think you got it because of the earlier choices, but there's a part where everyone's debating like, oh, is Big B like, can we trust him? Like, how do we know he's not going to do this again? And there's one point where Gren's like, look, you had to do this, but did you have to fucking rip my arm off? And I was like, okay, I feel bad about that now. I
Yeah,
should
that's
not have
definitely
done that.
something I'm
He
glad that I
literally-
didn't.
He says that to you. He's like, look, baby, how can we trust you? You ripped my arm off. And then I was like, I'm sorry. I feel bad about
and
that.
it was funny because he tries to be like, "You roughed me up in the bar,"
Yeah.
and then what's her name? Holly's like, "You fucking started that."
And
Like,
she still says that.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's like, "You ripped my arm off," Holly's like, "You had that coming."
Yeah, like,
and
you
it's
had
like,
good shit on.
no, he didn't. Come on.
yeah, I
don't-
mean, getting the shit kicked out of him, yes.
yeah,
His arm
that
ripped off,
was a
probably
weird line.
not.
Yeah, Holly's defending Big B in that. I was like, dude, what?
Yeah,
I'm
that
trying to
does
think
feel
of who else talks.
Yeah.
It's Greenleaf. It's the Beauty and the Beast a little bit.
Bluebeard says
chimes in.
nothing of consequence. I kind of wish like.
He just keeps trying to be like, "Are you going to be able to keep the wolf on the leash?" He just does whatever.
Oh no,
wants
he
to.
was like Gil Blue. He was like he really wanted the Crooked Man to die. I kind of wish some of the rest of the Fables were there. Like maybe not Toad, but like Jack. Like
Yeah,
all the other characters.
The Prince was there with me too, actually.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, no, fuck him, kill him." Like he was totally fine with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish. I mean, it wouldn't have. I don't think it would have added much, but I think Toad there would have been pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
Hey,
So
fuck this
I will,
guy,
say,
eh?
I will say maybe there are a lot of actual choices in this
lot
that
of the
will
stuff
lead to
comes
things
to-
coming around, but
Yeah.
like it's in those moments of like those kind of quick action scenes. It's like, well, why even give me the option to fail this
Yeah,
or
just
something?
make it
then?
a cutscene.
Just make it a cut.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're not
But-
going to actually give me any choice.
And I mean, you do. I guess there is many different. Like they're gonna have to create some. Actually, I was gonna say they're gonna have to create some pretty different outcomes on the second game, but maybe not because you can kind of segue the Crooked Man
You know
away
what's
a little.
weird too with those like the action scenes specifically? It's just like you don't even have to like if you're gonna give us choices and stuff where you can fail or pass. Like,
Sure.
just make a game over screen and make me redo it.
I agree.
Like it's annoying, but like,
But that's what it is. What's
do
the
they
point?
think people
Yeah.
are that bad at QTE?
They just don't care. Or
that's
turn it
where
off or
I
something
think
if you
like,
really- I don't know.
maybe some gameplay mechanic.
I like
maybe needs
gameplay
to
mechanic
come-
too. Yeah.
What?
You said gameplay mechanic. It was just too
Did
good.
I?
Yeah, I love it. But I'm sorry. It was just good. I had to say something. But
Well, yeah, like a gameplay mechanic needs to come in and like again like I think Detroit is just like the good example, so I'm gonna keep using it
For sure,
Like
especially
that
with this
game
style.
does have some like interesting gameplay within QTEs. Like I don't think you need to like create like an actual like gameplay focused game that is that isn't narrative driven.
would you say Detroit maybe refined what Telltale started?
Absolutely.
Back here? Yeah.
I mean,
back
they
in this
also
day,
they
yeah.
also did Beyond Two
I
Souls.
was gonna say, were
and
they
Heavy
in a
Rain.
similar? Was that before Telltale?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Maybe Beyond Two Souls. Actually, yes. Beyond Two Souls was probably like right when they were doing like like Sam and Max and like Jurassic Park and the.
yeah, Beyond Two Souls like 2008. Isn't that like end
No,
of
it's
PS3?
like 2012 or 11. It was like end of high school for us. I still got to play those games. I want to get around to them. I have them.
Yeah.
What, the earlier Quantic Dreams. Is
yeah.
that, is it the
Yeah.
studio?
Quantic Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream, I think.
Yeah, because then there's
Quantum
Quantum
Break?
Break.
Yeah.
I always do. That's
I always do it too.
Fucks me up. Yeah.
So, is there anything else about the trial or the hearing that we want to deliberate? Well, Narissa comes in.
Yes, she kind of takes the whole crowd back for me. Well, at one point, like Beast or
Why
Beauty
wasn't
goes,
she there from the beginning?
Yeah.
Beauty
I don't even
goes,
remember
why did we
one
invite
fight,
her?
honestly.
I can't remember who says it. Maybe it's Beauty. They're like, maybe Crane was better. And we're like,
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I'm like, and then Holly's like, are you fucking
Oh,
crazy?
so
like,
somebody is it Holly? Somebody comes at Bigby or Snow about the fact that
They didn't do anything about her sister.
no, about like
that's
kind of makes it like a snide remark at the fact that she was upset about essentially Crane wanting to fuck her.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
that's what Auntie Greenleaf's like. You just wanted to burn my tree because
Right,
I
yes.
glamored Crane, and it's like, well, partly probably yes, but you are also making
I'm
illegal.
like,
yeah.
I'm like, that's a pretty
That's kind
low
of reasonable,
blow. I'm like,
but also it's kind of reasonable. Like you're
Yeah,
glamoring
it's
people
pretty-
to look like other people.
Right. Which is like, I think like, it's like, well, that's exactly the issue. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not the fact that I really don't think it's the fact that you're like, and Crooked Man's like kind of backing her. It's like, they couldn't buy glamours from
Yeah.
you. So I supplied Auntie Greenleaf. I got her a tree.
Yeah.
I cared about her enough to kind of set her up, start her own business. I'm like, but she's also like, it's not like she's just selling glamours to people who need it. She's like doing this
Like
kind
this
of shit.
kind of shit. Yeah, exactly.
It's like you let her make a snow glamour and for sex work.
to just exactly. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
No,
That's really
it's
that's
completely
crossing a
different
line.
levels.
Yeah.
If she was like, listen, I'm glamoring people to survive, they just look like humans.
Yeah.
One thing. But yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah, and then Narissa comes in, so with the Crooked Man, and really kind of the thing she ends up lying about is the fact that the Crooked Man was there in the room and she heard him give the order, which is not true. We find that out later. That Narissa, the Crooked Man, was not there. He did. She was right, but she lied about it.
How do you find that out? Does she tell you at the very end?
Is
Yes.
that like when you're thinking about it, like or like what?
No, she
She
tells
tells you?
She tells you at the last scene that like I lied about the Crooked
so
Man
funny.
being there. He wasn't there.
But like that's not even like a main reason that I even thought that was like a thing.
But that gives everyone else the evidence, because they're really like, that's kind of the whole thing. Like while the hearing is going on, I'm like, there's no evidence that he did this.
see, she never.
Georgie died.
She doesn't bring that up for me.
A lot of the people were upset that Georgie is dead. He's
Yeah.
the one who could have outed him, but I killed him.
That makes me feel even better about what I did. That
Yeah.
the trial was like decided on false evidence. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, justice.
Yeah,
Isn't
she
real.
doesn't bring that up for us. She doesn't have to.
Right, because he's dead.
It's dead. Yeah.
So what does she say?
She just by the end, she doesn't say. She's just talking about like how she can finally speak now since the thing's broken, and how she
takes the
says
risk.
like
well, she was still wearing
she
it.
knows what happened. Like and just she kind of gives her whole spiel.
Right, because she didn't say that. So why would she tell you in the last scene?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But then at the end, she does give you the whole spiel.
Wait, so you're saying she comes into like the underground, like the trial?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Huh.
I'm wondering if I even got it. I must have, but for some reason it's completely
Because she
slipped
was
my
like,
mind.
because I'm losing the
doesn't
crowd a
say
tiny
much,
bit, but then
right?
she comes in, she says like a little bit. Yeah, I can't remember. I wanted to play this right before again, but I did actually play this 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a bit
I
more
played
fresh,
yesterday,
but-
so I should remember. But
yeah.
I don't remember going.
And then like she gives the whole realization at the end about. I mean, I don't know if we want to jump right there.
No.
Yeah.
Don't jump there yet. Okay, so what I'd like to call it, so we deal with the Crooked Man one way or another. The morning after. That's what I like to call it.
Nice.
So there's a few Fable entries that I want to talk about that kind of give like the state of things. So a new order with Crane out of the picture. Mayor Cole has officially appointed Snow White as director of operations and deputy mayor in his absence. Many would say this promotion is a long time coming, since she was the instrumental in establishment of Fabletown and personally assured that many Fables made it to the New World safely. She's also doing the work of deputy mayor unofficially for years. Sheriff Bigby. After fleeing the homelands, Bigby Wolf spent many years wandering through Europe. With a Fable colony quickly developing in the New World, Snow White and Feathertop tracked down the wolf and offered him passage to Fabletown. He agreed, and Snow cut him with a lycanthropy-stained knife to give him the power to change into human form at will. Bigby became the sheriff of Fabletown under King Cole's administration, but because of his violent past, many Fables didn't trust him, and he was banned from ever setting foot on the farm. To this day, he struggles to redeem himself in the eyes of the community, and that's what the whole game is about. and we'll definitely talk about it. But we see, you know, Bigby's walking out of his office. Business as usual. There's a line at the business office. Flycatcher is going downstairs to drive possibly Toad or Colin to the farm. I'm curious if you don't do either, what happens?
Yeah, they're getting taken to the farm for me.
Is there a way to not get either?
I'm curious.
Because I tried my best to get Toad.
I feel like I did too, and then
go.
Same.
Colin, I got out.
So
of
I
it.
would imagine Snow just comes down.
Colin, you got out of it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Did you have both?
Yeah, both of them were there.
for me.
Because I was gonna say if it would be one or the other. No, Colin walks by and he's got a 6-pack with one missing, so he can carry it in his mouth. And I'm like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Colin. Yeah, I'm thinking his son. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
getting
TJ.
those- Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Colin
yeah.
does not go.
Oh, Colin was on the truck for
Yeah.
me.
so you had both.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was gonna
I
be
thought
like
you
an
when
either
you said
or.
both, I thought you were talking about Toad and his son. That's why I was
I
confused.
think no matter what, at least one of them has to go. Because like I said, I tried my hardest to get Toad not going.
So what happens to the Crooked Man is Annie Greenleaf turns him into a crow. And he's also going to the
Crooked
farm.
Man.
He's going to the farm
pretty
as
good,
well.
crooked man. I like
Yeah,
it.
so it turns him into a crow, and I'm like, I think the first time I played this, I definitely killed him. I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I think
definitely
I
did,
killed him.
But
I
it
don't
is kind
remember.
of like, you know, that's a pretty cruel fate. Like, he's not even imprisoned as a human. He gets turned into an animal. Like, kind of,
Flight, the gift of flight.
he's in a cage.
Yeah, but like you can't.
Yeah.
True.
And like what are you gonna do as a bird?
Caw.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you could fly for.
he
like,
literally
eat
call.
seed.
He does call. It
I'm gonna
basically.
say-
I feel like flying after like a day would
Yeah,
get boring.
I'm gonna say he's gonna call. He's gonna eat seeds. He's gonna poop on stuff.
and pee.
MP.
Yeah.
So we take the elevator down. Flycatcher is loading up the truck.
Well, did you have any interaction with Snow, or does she just kind of go into her office and like?
yeah, she comes
same
out
with me.
and
I
Blue-
tried to talk to her. She was
Bluebeard
like,
comes
"I'll talk
in,
to her."
and I was like,
Yeah.
and she like, I love how formal she is. You know, like
She's like Sheriff Wolf.
Sheriff Wolf, like not Bigby, Sheriff
Yeah.
Wolf. And I was like, and I said something like, I didn't try to talk to her. I said something that
Yeah, I
kind
was
of-
like, thanks, Snow, or something when she hands the keys.
Okay, thanks. And she's
yeah.
like, we'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
And,
Yeah.
and the reason I kind of followed Snow orders is because I know eventually they're in a relationship and they have kids. So I'm kind of like following the canon of
Why
it.
is she mad at you then if you brought in and imprisoned him?
Well, no, I don't think she's mad. See, I think that's
Is
the
yours
thing. This is
more
a
like,
no
'cause she
choice.
seemed pretty mad at me.
For
Oh,
me,
she's
she,
not.
See,
I mean,
for
it
me,
sounds like
I
It's
don't
just
know.
like I'm
It just
busy,
sounds just
talk
like,
to you later.
yeah, we need to talk.
Because
That's
mine
right.
was like I don't want to talk to you right now.
Oh, that
Talk
wasn't
to
it
you
at
later.
all.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
so I didn't try to talk to her. I just took. She's like, "Hey, can you
Yeah.
give these keys?" I'm like, "Sure, Snow."
Flycatcher
And then
forgot
she's
his
like,
keys, right?
"We'll talk later." It didn't seem
I
very.
I was literally like, "Can we talk?" And she's like, "No."
no,
And like,
get away.
Ooh, ooh.
Sorry.
I tried to get quiet.
So yeah, we're down at the truck and we talk to Toad and TJ are there for all of us.
I fucking love TJ, dude. I love
Yeah.
Toad.
And
I love
Toad's kind of kicking extreme, but he's like, "Yeah, you gotta go." And then Toad is like, you know, or TJ's like, "Hey, can you give this beetle to Snow?" And like,
Yeah.
how could you not take this fucking
Well,
beetle from
dude,
this kid?
that's
There's
one, it
people
was
who
so-
did it. I think it's like one of the
Did you- the
smallest
percent- it's
percentages.
Dude, it's like
9%.
96.2.
Yeah,
I was
something.
like,
But
yeah.
something else though in that conversation that you probably got too. Toad throws some shade. He's like, "Oh, what about Colin?"
Yeah, where's Colin? Where's your
He's
boy
like, "Where's
Colin at, man?"
And then I literally was just kind of like, I didn't say anything, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right." I was like, "Oh fuck, good point. You got a point." I feel a little bit.
I was
bad
like,
about
he's
that.
not. I do
Yeah.
feel bad, but again, he's not a walking, talking toad. He's a walking,
He's a
talking
pig.
pig
Yeah.
that doesn't.
Also,
just have to
how the
talk.
fuck are they just outside?
That was the thing. Yeah, they're just
yeah.
getting in the
I don't
truck.
think Colin even really like goes out much except for probably to get beer and
Yeah.
cigarettes. I think it's the
Also,
only time
he
goes
can't
out.
even go. He's probably just like having someone do that for him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so Colin is sitting in the front seat, you know, like on the window. Yeah.
That's dope.
And Big B pulls out a smoke, starts smoking a cigarette, and the interaction is really light. "Hey, Big B, Colin, can I have a smoke?" Give him the pack. Yeah, I can give him the smoke, not give him the smoke. I give him the pack, baby. And he thanks him, and he kind of like, you know, they have like a jovial moment. Like, okay, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
Right,
Colin's sick, and he's
And
self-aware
that's it.
enough to know, like, all right, this is the way it's got to be, I guess.
And that's it.
There's nothing I can do about it, so I'm not gonna be mad.
And they drive
Like
away
Toad.
to the farm, upstate New York. And then we do see Narissa across the street, and you know, it looks like she's getting ready to leave town as well. She still has a ribbon on, and she makes it a point to be like, I can't take it off. It's like,
Yeah,
I
I think I said.
Did you try to
something.
take it off? I was.
I think
No,
you
no,
can't. Nah,
I think I just said to her,
left
I
it.
was like, "You still wearing that thing?"
Yeah. That's what I said
Yeah,
to her.
I think she. Yeah, I think maybe I say something to her, but if she does,
She probably mentions it.
she mentions
regardless.
it. She's like, yeah, you know, it's kind of like, I'm like, all right, dude, you know, she's not ready to take it off. Do what you want. So that's where she talks about, you know, Crooked
How the
Man
whole
not
thing
being
went out,
there,
yeah.
and also Faith, Lily, and hers escape plan. That Faith has this photo of Crane fucking Lily as Snow White, and that's kind of the blackmail. Nerissa sells them out, and that's kind of how this whole thing starts.
Well, I think sells them out is a bad. Like sells them out, I feel like.
I mean,
is
she
usually
does. She
you're trying
rats.
to. No, I know, but
just
like
keep them safe. But
that's what I mean.
it
Usually,
does
like
not
I feel
do
like when
that.
you're going rat, it's like you're doing it to help yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas
okay.
but I agree with it. But that's still the same term. I don't think that's incorrect at all.
That whole conversation, I was like,
I was a little
I was
confused.
so tired, and I was like, all right, I'm ready for the game to be done.
Really, I
little
see this the first time I did it. It's a confusing conversation, and
Yeah.
for the obvious reason, and I don't know if you guys realize what actually happened.
Maybe I don't know if I did.
I know for a fact I didn't, because even
Because the first time I played, I was like,
even
what?
the whole stinger, back then I didn't know either. Like the whole stinger where she walks away and the baby's
You're
like,
like,
I still don't.
you're
I
not as
still
bad-
don't
you're not as
know.
bad
as
he's
everyone
like-
says you are. Right. She
Yeah.
says that Faith said it in the first episode.
But what's
and
the
Nerissa-
stinger? What is like Bigby's second thought?
Yeah, like
where,
what is like? Why is he having the thought being like?
I'll explain. It's very
Please
obvious.
do, because
Okay.
literally when I
Okay.
played it,
So-
I was like, I fucking need these guys to explain it to me, because I have no idea. I'm
yeah.
dumb.
So and then she talks about how Georgie's forced to take care of Faith once she tells her about the photo. Faith dies in front of Nerissa. Nerissa is the one who plants the head in front of the woodlands.
Yes.
So Nerissa,
sets the whole thing.
sets this all up, and that's kind of like the realization. And like Biggie's like, holy shit, and then, and then she walks the corner, and she like turns to Bigby and says the same line that Faith does at the beginning game. You're not as bad as everyone says you are. And then Bigby has this realization moment. Nerissa is glamored as Faith. You don't talk to Faith. Faith, I think, is already dead at this point.
Wait, what?
In the first episode, you're not talking to Faith. It's Nerissa glamored as Faith.
Oh, in
Oh.
the first episode?
Yes,
But why to get
Because
him
she
on?
said-
because
that?
she tries to clear up her shit because she's dead
Yes.
Hold on.
or she's going to die and she
Hold
knows
on.
it.
No, so it's like she's glamored. Why is she glamored?
So
At the end, it is Nerissa.
In the beginning, it's Nerissa glamored as Faith.
right.
Okay.
So she goes to Woody's essentially to kind of like clear up her shit what was ever going on with him, and she takes Lily's like shift.
Oh wait, so you're saying Faith is already dead in the beginning,
I think so.
and
Or
Lily
she-
Glamours goes to.
Right.
Okay, I guess I get that.
She's definitely in the shit. It's in the first episode, but whether she's dead or not, I don't know. I think she is.
I think
Interesting.
it's
Because why would she glamour as her if she wasn't?
I might look up a YouTube video to explain
I
all
had
this.
I had to look some stuff up too.
I think it's weird that like the whole "you're not as bad as they say you are" thing is like the tip off, because that's such a
It just seemed like a
vague,
weird,
generic thing that probably a lot of people would say to Bigby when he's.
But I don't know.
But I think that was the idea of like, like again, like Nerissa did start like everything. It wasn't
Yeah.
Faith who tipped you off. It was Nerissa. Nerissa planted herself there to kind of
Get him on the
like,
trail.
And that's what Bigby says. Is like, you were you didn't have my attention. You were trying to get it, and that's kind of the point. It's like, okay, like that makes a lot of sense if Nerissa was supposed to be Faith and she's making all these. I mean, she does it twice as Faith and as herself. My lips are sealed. My lips are sealed. Like constantly trying to get his attention on the ribbon and trying to lead him in the right direction. She's there from the start. It makes a lot of sense when you look at it like that. But when I first played, like I'm like,
I didn't connect that at all.
yeah, it's
wouldn't.
I'm like, I don't
Her
know.
being at Woody's is still odd to me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
That's
am,
not clicking with me. I could see it. Not like that it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but I don't.
And and then once I like kind of figured it out, I really like this game the second time around. I think it's
I actually did too.
it's not like like happy ending conclusion. It's like pretty real. It's like, I don't know, like we just like we took care of this and now we have to go on as normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good ending for like a mystery like that, where it's like there's enough resolution that like, okay, everyone's safe right now, but there's a stinger of like, wait, did we really get to the bottom?
Has Bigby done good or done bad, and now he has
Yeah.
to continue to do something. He's still sheriff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get a second game, and I'm curious if we're gonna get a time jump or a time skip, and like how the first game kind of plays into.
I think with how
the
long
second.
it's been, you got to do.
You gotta do a
some sort
time
of
jump.
You gotta do time jump.
Yeah.
you
I think so.
I mean, like Twin Peaks: The Return. I don't know if they'll do that level of jump where it's 1-to-1.
Do you want to talk about that real fast? What does that mean?
Oh, so Twin Peaks: The Return, it came back in like 2017, and the amount of time that passed between the last season in the 90s and when it came out, it's
Is
1-to-1.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah. So just the
So
idea-
like you
yeah.
like it would be 2023 in the game
Yeah.
when this came out,
Or
basically.
it would be like what? How long has it been? 10 years.
Well,
No,
that's
86.
right.
Game takes place
that's
in
right. I forgot
86.
it was
so
80s.
it would be the 90s.
And,
then, right?
yeah, I'm like, I think a 5-year, 3-year time
Yeah.
jump would be fine. Also, they have the comics, so they can't get into comic
Yeah.
timeline.
Oh, which to report on the comic, by the way, I told the guys before the cast, I read 2 or 3 pages. And
We did scold him for about
I'm in the
an hour.
middle of a move. Yeah. But
Unreasonable, but we'll.
I will say the couple pages I read, I was actually surprisingly into. So
I like
might-
how when you
comic
finish
might
the
be
episode, it does give you an ad for the comics, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, man, I should give this comic a try.
Yeah.
Again, I should
Yeah, I
just
never tried to
just
read it.
buy it and have it because I have the
Yeah,
first
just go through it.
volume, and I think it's done. I'm
so.
pretty
At least like the main. I think they still do spin-off things, maybe.
yeah.
But I think the main one is done.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because
what I read.
I
seemed
imagine this
cool.
game put Fables on a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
It
people.
definitely marketed it a little bit for sure.
Oh yeah,
One
absolutely.
thing
absolutely.
I can report on that was pretty funny was that who's the guy who in the game is like working in the lobby at the Woodlands Hotel and is like
the
just
troll.
sleeping the whole time.
Yeah,
You see him in the beginning of the comic and like he is talking.
yeah.
That was like that's pretty funny.
That's cool. Different stuff. Yeah.
All right, so that does it for Wolf Among Us. Let's get into some fun facts. This episode has the most deaths in the game. Up to 4 people can die. One of those is optional, while the other 3 die regardless. So,
Crooked Man.
Crooked
optional.
Man is optional.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary dies. Georgie
Vivian.
dies. Vivian dies.
Yeah.
This is the only episode where Buffkin, the Magic Mirror, and the Woodsman do not appear. Again, they should have been at the meeting, especially Buffkin.
Yeah, that is
he's
very
like,
odd,
He's like
actually.
a part of the business office.
Yeah.
Careful with the yawns.
I don't know
man.
why I keep talking. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
but
on.
you keep talking.
I mean, I can't.
You can just not talk.
I wasn't talking. I stopped. Anyways, this is what I was thinking about the Woodlands. I think we should go down to
Anyways.
So the track that plays
That was
when
a great
Bigby
bit.
recalls the different lines about Faith and Narissa is the same one that plays after Lee finds the radio in the end of the episode 4 of The Walking Dead. So I guess they used some tracks there.
Wait, they reused the dialogue for Blue.
No, an audio track.
Oh,
Yeah.
of Lee talking?
Yes. No. Stop. Music.
You stop.
Music.
No, you.
Yeah.
I-
not
you know what? If
Not Bluebeard.
It
yeah,
messed me up because I pulled up my phone and had a picture of Bluebeard right here. So when you were talking about it, I was
like,
like, wait, they
what?
reused dialogue? That's crazy. That would be cool.
It is unknown why Bigby is not reprimanded for chasing the Crooked Man and Vivian and Georgie through the city in his werewolf form, for he blatantly jumps off buildings and cars, runs on the road, and even runs through an apartment and scares people. He would have been seen by a substantial amount of Mondays.
Insanity.
Yeah, it is kind of odd. There's a theory that the events of The Wolf Among Us ends on July 4th, 1986. Through radio reports, calendars, and newspaper articles, it can be deducted that the events of this game unfold between June 29th of 86 and end on July 4th, 86, which coincidentally was one of the coldest reported July 4ths in New York, despite being surrounded by record high temperatures. So that's in real life and in the game. In the game, it is storming. In the last episode, you can hear like the storm.
I see.
Seems like I don't know. If that's intentional, that's a weird little nod to do.
It is weird.
I almost
somebody
lean on the
must
side
have
of
had some
coincidence.
sort of connection to that, or
Yeah.
like again,
Very odd.
weirdly researched it. I don't know. Kind of cool, but like
Yeah.
whatever. Crooked Man. Crooked Man bears a striking resemblance to Bill the Butcher, the main antagonist of Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York.
Ooh, said that last episode.
Yeah. I was like,
That
didn't
is
you
so
say
funny. No,
this?
that is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I know
that's
all the fun facts.
Very funny. All right, so
Which also, dude, highly recommend. You guys gotta watch that movie.
I know that's on my
It's
list. Like that is a
sick.
classic.
That's
I-
a movie for the bowl.
you know what's
Yeah.
funny? I haven't seen a lot of Martin Scorsese movies.
Hot take, he's got some good ones.
Yeah, that is.
That's
You know, I've
definitely-
heard that. That's crazy. He's a smaller guy, right? Not much known
He's
about
an
him.
indie director.
How many movies has he made? Because like
Oh,
a
ton.
rewind review for Scorsese would probably
be interesting.
Would be interesting, but like
Yeah. You'd have to skip some.
I don't want
want
to do The Irishman.
No. They'd be classic. Like there would be.
No Irishman.
Uh,
Yeah, but like how many movies has he made?
I would say like
20 plus? You think?
I would say so.
probably like around 20-ish. I mean, in terms of like big ones that hit and stuff too, you could probably narrow it down. There's probably some weird one. Like there's like Silence is in there, that 2016 one with Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver. Like there's weird little ones that no one
Has ever heard of.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever heard of that.
It's
So
people like
So it's not every movie that he has is a banger.
but yeah, he's been making movies full time since like late 70s, early 80s. Oh wait, no, even early 70s. Taxi Driver 75. And that's not even his first. And there you go.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Choice time.
Choice time.
What did we do to
time.
Georgie? Me and 54.3% of players killed him.
Same here.
So it looks like pretty even split.
Yes.
Did you give the Crooked Man a trial? You and 67.7% of players took him back alive. So not a lot of people killing him mid-game.
Yeah, 32.3.
Dude, this was
me.
the most tragic
Did you
choice
kill-
I had in the game. Me and 10% of players.
Wow.
It was me and 30%.
I mean,
killed him.
I kind of feel like the game does kind of line you up to bring him back.
Yeah.
And
Well, it definitely seems like
is
that's-
is the rogue move to just be like, fuck this.
absolutely.
How did you punish the Crooked Man? You and 40.4% of players chose to imprison him.
I don't have that one. My next one is, did you walk out of the wishing well?
Which I did.
Which I did not.
Walked
You
out
can
of
just
it?
walk out mid-meeting. You can be like, fuck all you guys.
Why?
I did. I was like, this is fucking stupid. Shut up. Everyone's arguing. It's classic. I mean,
They
it's
are
like I
they
said,
are kind of going at
Yeah,
it.
everyone's just arguing. No progress is being made. I did what I did. I feel confident in it. I told you why I did it. I don't really have any more reason to be
Yeah, I don't know
here.
what else to tell you.
So I walked out. I was like, fuck this.
Did you accept TJ's gift for Snow? You and 97.9.
7.9.
I
Yeah.
kind of wish Dude, I was so tempted to not.
Accepted the gift, obviously.
That was like
No.
ultimate rogue. And
Yeah.
I was like, because the option is literally like, that's weird. Ew. And I was like,
Oh,
dude, that'd be so funny.
Since the next one's about Narissa, I forgot to mention, like, when she walks away, I don't go after her. I let her walk.
Oh, I went after.
I went after.
Dude, I thought it was so poetic, and then he gets a cigarette out. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Like, very good, like, detective end. Like,
Yeah.
the
No, that is
mystery
better,
is
yeah.
still kind of floats. Yeah.
But I just, because of the way
But he
it's-
accepts what's happened.
because of the way that it's presented with
And
this
he's having
weird-
like this realization.
this weird stinger. I was like, well, he would have to go after her.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. But what were your last words for Narissa? You and 29% of players said, I hope you've done some, I hope I've done some good here.
Same here.
Same, but it's like 50% for me.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's like I think there's 3 choices, right? So like 29 makes it so that everything is even.
Exactly.
And we're on to some special stats for the end of the episode, and we're starting off with Beast, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So for Beast, for me, it was you lied to him about the meeting with Beauty outside the apartment.
Yeah, I just did that.
We all
That's
have
the only
that?
one I
I think I missed these stats. They didn't come up.
There was a
I
specific.
know you messaged me about it, but I, didn't
Gooch
get
sent a specific message to take pictures of these.
I thought, were they like at the end, or did you have to go into an
Yes,
extra little?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
right.
they're
I
like
probably just
afterwards.
turned off my
And it's
my,
got
my
these.
console.
Do you remember seeing the portraits?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, honestly, though, it doesn't really matter in the sense
No,
because we've
no.
kind of discussed everything. That
Yeah. So
we
with
can run
Blue,
through them though.
yeah, with Bluebeard, you fought him after the interrogation.
Yes. Or no, I used similar interrogation tactics. I don't know. What that means.
I didn't fight him. I know that. I got it without using his interrogation tactics.
For Colin, you gave him a drink when he asked for one in your apartment, and then I sent him to the farm.
Do you not have one for the butcher?
No.
Because I do, and it comes before Colin.
Okay.
I offered him protection at the business office. Because I did. He was like,
Interesting.
what do I do now? And I was like,
Yeah, I
"Calm
didn't.
down."
I didn't.
Yeah, I
do
was just
that.
like, we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't offer him protection actually. For the Crooked Man, you took him back to the witching well, and I imprisoned him.
I don't have one. For
I
Crooked
murdered
Man.
that shit.
Oh wait,
yeah.
for Colin though, I do have. You had one for Colin or two?
Too.
I give him a drink and then help him avoid the farm. Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
sent
that
him.
was
I
mine,
sent him
yeah.
to the farm.
Yeah, okay.
So for Crooked Man, you don't have one.
No, because I just killed him.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is
'cause-
funny because like Dumb, I mean skipping ahead a little bit, Dumb has one
I
and
don't-
all it says is you killed him.
I don't have Dumb. I have Faith instead, and
Yeah.
it says you gave her money after the fight with
That's
the
what I
woodsman.
did. It's just funny that Dumb gets his own card that says you killed him, but Crooked
But
Man
Crooked
doesn't.
Man, the main enemy
exactly.
of the game. Yeah.
For Greenleaf, you offered her a job.
I don't have Greenleaf.
Gren.
Yeah, but I have Georgie before Gren. Also, this was the biggest piece of crap
That's
from
really
the whole game.
that's really interesting,
Dude, I have one for Georgie, and it says you smashed up his place. I broke one thing. I broke one fucking thing, and it was the thing that was covering the thing that I was looking for. And they're like, "Oh, you smashed up his
You
place."
piece of shit.
Fuck that! I walked past so many things I could have broke.
And then you have Gren.
Gren, yeah, I ripped his stupid arm off.
I drank
and
with-
drank with him at the funeral.
yeah,
We're just
that's all-
boys.
that's all
Gren
I got.
rocks. The whole time he was like, I mean, what's the sister Holly? She's like
Yeah.
kind of on your side, but kind of not. Gren's the only one who's like flat out like, yeah, kill him. I'm glad the bastard's dead.
Yeah, no, that was the same for me.
So Gren is my boy. Sorry, I ripped your arm off. I didn't mean it.
Sorry,
it was an
guy.
accident.
friend. You know, you can still be friends.
I think my hand sucks.
With Jack, I made a deal with him. That's all it says there.
I have Holly next, and it says you interrupted her funeral. Which
So it seems like if you don't
also
do
feel bad
anything,
about.
she's
They-
not there.
yeah,
Lawrence is next. You went to his place first. He's dead for me.
Wait. I don't. Oh, well, I don't have Lauren. Lawrence. That's why.
So you have Snow next.
Yeah, I have Snow next.
Yeah, Snow. You brought her along with you to Trip Trap.
Yes.
Tiny Tim, you chose to wait for him.
Absolutely.
TJ accepted the beetle, of
Yep.
course, because like,
Yeah.
how could you make this fucking child suffer?
Toad, I have 3.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Toad's not even there for me. Yeah,
You don't
bring
even
him
have
on.
Toad? That's crazy. I mean, I did love Toad and was always trying to talk to him. I slapped him in the interrogation in his apartment.
I didn't do that.
I stood up for him when Snow wanted to send him to the farm, which didn't amount to anything. That's kind of shit.
That does suck.
Is there a way that Toad doesn't
I don't
go to the
think so.
farm?
Maybe,
That must-
Maybe you have to have one of them go. Maybe it's either Toad or
Yeah, maybe you have to like sacrifice Colin.
to save Toad.
But still, like
Colin
the fact
fucking
that it
dies on a
acknowledges that I
spear.
tried and I gave him the money is the last thing. It's weird it acknowledges I tried while also it didn't matter. Snow sends it back. I don't know. And then I have Vivian as my last one.
I don't have her at all.
Well, you tried to remove her ribbon at the pudding pie. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, I just
That's
tried it.
funny.
She's like, get that out of here, dude.
All right, let's get into the reviews for this episode. Cheat Code Central gives it a 96. Overall, it was a fun ending to a great series. Its ending isn't satisfying at first, but grows on you as you think about it. This sort of ending that has you talking with your friends about it for days. I kind of agree. I agree with
it
that.
It grows on you when you have your buddy explain it to you. Because you're dumb and
Yeah.
can't
Well,
get
no,
it.
actually, it's funny.
Yeah,
It's
as
funny.
I did.
I did find it
Which I agree. Now that I know, I actually am kind of way into
Yeah.
that.
But I actually do think it was a satisfactory ending, even without that kind of
Oh, yeah,
extra
for sure.
layer at the end of like
Yeah.
this solving this mystery. But yeah,
Game Trailers gives an 80. Even so, Cry Wolf is the end to a story worth experiencing. While not every episode has lived up to its potential, the season as a whole has left us with a world that we're hesitant to leave behind. Agreed. I think episode 4 is my favorite, and it's cool that episode 5 is just like the ending. There's no more meat into it, and it's got a like epilogue.
no, for sure, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's
I did like
tight.
that too.
It's
It was
tight.
like, especially after you finish off the trial, it's like
It just like gets right into
Yeah.
everything. It doesn't not waste time.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, our lowest review, Riot Pixels with a 56. It's so like overly negative. The last reviews have to just be these absolute
just
like,
the worst.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like who wrote this? I was wrong about The Wolf Among Us twice. The first time was when I hoped that it would have practice drama skills writing an off-rail zombie adventure. So with The Walking Dead, Telltale Games would be able to build something more. Jesus Christ. Telltale Games would be able to build something more complex and spectacular. The second time was when I thought there would be some twist in the case of dead hookers. My failed prediction is not what vexes me, it's the fact that Telltale just skipped the climax of the story altogether.
Shut up, nerd.
And I kind of like, I get the climax isn't just like neatly bow tied, but again, I think that's what makes it good. It's not just like, we're done.
I agree. It's like I agree. It doesn't make. I don't get how you can act like there's no
There's
climax.
like reviewers who bask in being negative, and I can tell this is one because they open with a line that makes you think it's going to be positive, and then they do that classic, oh, I was actually wrong about this. It's worse than I thought. It's like, shut up, nerd.
It's the worst.
Dork.
Yeah, like I feel like I picked these just I'm like, what is
Fucking
what
freak.
is
No, I'm
absolutely like
Which is
wrong?
funny because I'm not even super fanboy over the game.
Yeah,
as
but
a
it's just
whole,
like, that's
honestly.
that's
But
like
I
just
just
not
think,
true.
But that kind of reviewer of just like
Yeah.
their shtick is that they hate on things.
Exactly. It
Cringe.
doesn't make any
That's
sense.
cringe,
That is
bro.
cringe indeed. It's ridiculous. Even.
All right. So before we end, we said we would talk about the rise and fall of Telltale because obviously we're in 2014. We're a few years away from that happening, but I think I'm gonna blow your mind with just how many back-to-back games they have after this. So while The Wolf Among Us is happening, Walking Dead Season 2, 2013 to 2014.
Which wasn't too bad.
Tales from the Borderlands, 2014 to 2015.
Didn't play it.
Game of Thrones, 2014 to 2015.
I feel like that's very well renowned. That
Yeah,
one,
I don't
right?
like Borderlands. humor.
Tales from the
I'll never-
Borderlands was a cult hit, and then the sequel came out. No one,
No, play
Yeah.
no. Well, it wasn't a Telltale game
Yeah.
either.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think Gearbox got it back or something.
Yeah.
But they did it in the same fashion. But like, it came out and nobody played it.
Yeah,
Nobody
I've
played it.
never
Interesting.
fucked with those games.
Minecraft Story Mode, 2015 to 2016. The Walking Dead Michonne, 2016.
One of the worst games I've ever played.
Like period.
Yes, because it's the Telltale system, but it's trying to be an action game, so it's mostly quick time events and fighting things. Yeah,
I don't remember. It's been a while.
it was god awful.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Batman 2016.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, which is season 3,
That's where I
2016 to
stopped.
2017. Guardians of the Galaxy, which is besides Minecraft the only one I didn't play, 2017. Minecraft Story Mode season 2, 2017. Batman: The Enemy Within season 2, 2017 to 2018. We have not stopped.
I will say
every year they're like pumping games out,
Minecraft season 2,
and we're not.
And
done.
you could feel that, like, I played Batman a little bit ago. It plays worse than this game.
Yeah, I never played that.
They
One.
Like,
actually,
it's really
one of the
good.
first projects was to re-release that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm playing the original, so I guess I didn't buy the like re-release or whatever it is. But
And
it's
then we
ridiculous.
have really the last one where shit goes down. The Walking Dead, the final season, 2018 to 2019.
Which like almost didn't like
Happen.
so
finished, right? Yeah.
Skybound,
midway through.
Skybound picked up the last episode to finish it.
Which-
Skybound Games,
That's pretty
Very cool
crazy.
by them.
which is great. And I have some dialogue about the fall. 3 canceled projects. There was a Game of Thrones season 2.
Yep.
Stranger Things game.
Right.
And
Wait, I remember. Didn't they announce that?
Netflix took it back.
Okay.
Yeah, so it did, I think it did end up
Dude,
happening.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
forgot about that
remember
too.
like I think somebody leaked some like
Yeah.
early footage of the game and then there
Yeah.
was one project completely unknown that was canceled right at the end. So these 3
Let's speculate what that would be. I would think it'd be like a
yeah,
SpongeBob.
yeah, like what IP, you know?
I'm thinking SpongeBob.
You
I forgot they did a Game of Thrones one.
Yeah.
The Ironwoods or whatever,
was pretty
right?
good.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
it being
and
like
they got-
relatively good.
They got
This was 2018.
yeah.
What if it was a Star Wars thing?
Could have been.
I was thinking
but I don't know.
maybe another Marvel title
Yeah.
or maybe another DC title.
Yeah.
Like I think people liked Batman. I Guardians, I don't think
I think the first
took.
season of Batman was really good. I remember the second one being like kind of but
Troy Baker was all right as Batman.
It was probably one of those or the SpongeBob game. I'm sure.
yeah. Hopefully SpongeBob.
Yeah, we're SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be badass.
But in Plankton's perspective.
From
Oh, and you gotta choose to
kill
steal the-
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal the Krabby Patty formula.
I remember this Friday afternoon very well, by the way, when Telltale like
That's crazy.
went
Just
down.
went
I
down,
remember
yeah.
like I was
so
I was in
crazy.
work, like it was kind of like dead, and I remember just like the news slowly coming out
Sure,
and employees slowly confirming it. Because like
I do remember that
What
part,
happened
yeah.
was crazy, and we're gonna get into it. On September 21st, 2018, CEO Pete Hawley announced that Telltale was undergoing a major studio closure with around 90% of its workforce laid off. 225 to 250 employees let go that day. That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
A core team of about 25 employees remain to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners,
Skeleton crew.
which includes completing Minecraft Story Mode interactive project for Netflix,
That's gotta
which
be
they
so
which Netflix
depressing.
and themselves ended up releasing.
Imagine literally everybody you worked with gets fired,
Just- and you're
then
just
it's like,
sitting in an
oh, hey,
empty
Make
office.
the Minecraft game for Netflix.
Yeah,
And
please
like,
finish that off.
Mind you 25, you stay. You're gonna finish your work,
and then you get fired,
dude.
Yo,
I we have
That's
not seen
torture.
a closure and layoff quite like this in video game history. Like
It was very
the
abrupt,
entire
too.
workforce is in the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's more like in instances of it being abrupt. I have in here, but it's just like imagine you're at work,
Yeah.
and you're told the entire company is shutting down,
Yeah.
and you need to leave now.
Today, yeah, get all your stuff
Right
get it
now.
all out. Yeah.
Because that's what happens. In a press release, Hawley stated, "It's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale as we worked to set the company on a new course. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback, but ultimately, that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watch our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the gaming industry." Those who were let go reported they were given no warning and had to leave the office building within 30 minutes of the company's closure.
wow.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's like
That's insane.
They received no severance and only a limited amount of time on their healthcare benefits. Melissa Hutchinson, who I've met twice, and not since this closure, but I actually, no, I think I did. The second time I met her, I think it was shortly after this. So Melissa Hutchinson, the voice of the actor for Clementine The Walking Dead, said that the news came in the middle of a recording session, which they had to immediately end.
Yeah, I was gonna say 30 minutes is like so. Like, you could literally like be in a meeting or like about to like you have your day scheduled, and
Yeah.
then 30 minutes like, oh, I guess all that stuff I don't have to do now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That would be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
On September 24th, the former staff were allowed to return to the office within a 3-hour time frame to gather any belongings they did not manage to collect in the 30 minutes following the majority closure decision. The suddenness of the closure, along with the lack of post-layoff support for the employees, led to a renewed discussion about the need for video game developers to unionize, with the Game Workers Unite grassroots movement calling the treatment of Telltale's employees exploitative. Yeah. On September 24th, a class action lawsuit was filed by former Telltale employee Vernie Roberts, representing about a total of 275 Telltale employees, alleging that Telltale violated the Federal Work Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act of 1988, the WARN Act, and the more stringent requirements set by California of requirements of at least 60 days notification before issuing massive layoffs.
Which that act was enacted 2 years after the game takes place. 88, you said.
Yeah, there you go.
Fun facts.
Fun facts.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Telltale did not officially comment on the status of its in-progress games, including The Wolf Among Us Season 2, which was announced at this point,
Yes.
Game of Thrones Season 2, the untitled Stranger Things product, but laid-off employees alleged that teams working on these games had all been let go. Also on September 24th, Netflix announced it is in the process of evaluating other options to bring Stranger Things universe to life in an interactive medium. And they did release that Stranger Things game.
And it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody ever play that?
No.
Probably not. It also confirmed that it has plans to go ahead with releasing Minecraft Story Mode as planned. The first 3 episodes of Story Mode were subsequently released on Netflix on November 27th, and the 2 remaining on that December. Telltale released the second episode of the 4 of the final season of The Walking Dead on September 25th, the next day after this, and stated it had been contacted by multiple potential partners to help bring the last 2 episodes of the series to completion in some manner. 2 anonymous sources speaking to Ethan Gatch of Kotaku clarified that Telltale was trying to convince potential development partners to hire the Telltale staff that had been laid off, so the staff could remotely finish the 2 remaining episodes of The Walking Dead. During the 2018 New York Comic Con, Robert Kirkman, the creator of the Walking Dead comics, stated that his production company, Skybound Entertainment, completed negotiations with Telltale to finish off the last 2 episodes of the final season through Skybound Games.
That's my guy.
And with the original development team of Telltale. So they rehired those people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I didn't realize
how
that.
could you not?
Yeah.
Well, what else? I mean, you're just not going to get a better person to work on the game, right? I mean, at that point.
The amount of
No,
well,
I think you just get the team who's in the middle of
even
it to
from an
finish it.
expense standpoint, it would cost so much more for everyone to figure out how to make the
Bring
last
this new
episodes
one on, yeah.
than
Just get the people
getting
who were
those
doing
same
it,
people,
yeah. So this is the relaunch. I think we kind of go dark. This happens. Shit's kind of just like in the wind. All these Telltale employees. I remember there was like a big sort of cry from the gaming industry of like people were just hiring Telltale employees. So the relaunch happens. Following negotiations with Sherwood Partners starting in February 2019, LCG Entertainment acquired several key Telltale assets, and on August 28th, 2019, announced that it was relaunching the company by assuming Telltale Games as its trade name, operating out of Malibu, California, with a satellite studio in Corte Madera, California. Under the leadership of founders Jamie Attili and Brian Waddle, the new Telltale is set to release the old Telltale's back catalog, as well as work on new games based on Telltale affiliated properties. While the license for the games and planned games like The Walking Dead and Stranger Things have since reverted to the original owners, the new Telltale retains the license for for The Wolf Among Us and Batman. The new Telltale was expected to start small for the first 6 months to regain distribution channels, and the company has offered former staff their old positions in the form of freelance roles within the company, with potential for full-time positions at a later point. Partners in the new Telltale include publisher Athlon Games, which will handle distribution, and there's some new financial contributors. None of the newly involved parties had previously worked with the old Telltale. The first game under this new company was the re-release of Batman, which added a noir-style shader, among other fixes, which released in December of 2019.
Wow, they really did start small.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
here's
it
the
kind
game with
of
the
makes sense. Hey, let's just like put a new title
Polish
out.
these games. Yeah.
Right. The company also announced The Wolf Among Us 2 at the Game Awards 2019. The sequel is being made in partnership with Ad Hoc Studios, a company composed of former Telltale employees who worked on the first game. And I think that's great.
Oh, that's
Because
awesome.
sometimes when games do a sequel and nobody from that original
Yeah.
group is
on
on the
it,
team,
it
you
causes
kind of
issues,
lose.
yeah.
You lose
Yeah, it's
some.
funny 'cause,
You
like,
lose that
some heart.
pizzazz.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
like with games and shit, like the people who actually create them are so in the background. But like, think about like a
They're
band.
crucial.
Think about a band putting out another album. It's like, oh, the entire lineup's different. It's like everyone's
So,
like, yeah, this sucks.
This is relevant. I just saw that Foo Fighters released their first single
Without
Taylor.
R.I.P.
And it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
I was like, and it's
Was
but-
Taylor the drummer? I can't
He was
remember.
the
so
drummer.
the
Yeah.
entire album is like about him,
Damn.
and I'm like,
That's
oh
sad.
my god, this is hitting.
Yeah.
And I have no like I like
ties.
the Foo Fighters, but
Yeah.
I don't really care.
I've forgotten that
That's
happened.
kind of where I'm at, where like I like them, but I don't ever listen to their music. But they're all very cool dudes. And
But like I'm curious, like who they right, like a band, like
Yeah.
who was Metallica's drummer?
Lars.
He left, right?
No, they've always had a bassist.
Well, I mean,
thing.
dude, look at like studios like BioWare and things like that. These world-renowned studios that are
Yeah, but-
basically not made up of any people who started there for the most part.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah,
maybe
they're
one
losing,
or two.
yeah.
But like they might as well be a different studio. They just
Yeah, I
have
mean,
the name.
it's this weird cross because like with the band example, it's like a group of people and they're artists and things, but like these are companies, so it's about more like corporate culture and like,
Exactly,
this
it's very
messaging and
odd.
stuff.
It's
because like at the scale that you have to be at to produce the works of art, the
especially
games are,
AAA games.
Yeah, you're not going to have the same people.
Would you
every
consider
time.
Telltale AAA? Just like a genuine
So no,
question.
no, for sure, no. It's
I would consider
it's
it
weird.
a game.
It's like high AA.
I would consider it a video game, definitely.
It's triple. Would they be AAA in their space? They're AAA
Yeah.
in that type of game, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But, like, they're
it's,
not,
it's an
like-
interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I go mid double A.
Is Zelda a AAA game?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. It's a AAA. It's like a fucking quadruple, quintillion.
Even like
Really?
the old,
You would
even-
IP.
because I think
Yeah,
the old
IP
ones
was,
for their
but like
time,
again,
too.
like it doesn't even sort of match up looks wise to like our AAA games that we get. That's a whole other. I heard this conversation online. Like I get, it's like it is a AAA game, but when you really compare it specs wise to like what we consider AAA games now, it doesn't
right,
even
because
Yeah.
come anywhere
Nintendo's on a
close.
field.
But
they're
it's more
of their
than
own.
like just like fidelity stuff. It's like
No,
a
I hear
quality
you.
level and
For sure, for
size
sure.
and time and
No,
stuff, yeah.
absolutely. But I think you're wrong. No, I'm kidding.
I have one more little paragraph. Former employees of the original Telltale were skeptical of LCG's approach to the relaunch of Telltale, considering that offering only freelance work while in San Francisco, which has one of the highest costs of living in the country, is risky. Others have urged LCG to pay off the existing Telltale debt to its former employers, while others have called for a boycott of any game the new Telltale makes. As of 2022, roughly 50% of the company is made up of former Telltale employees. And of course, the next two titles they're making are the Expanse game, that is in collaboration with another studio, the TV show. It's
I've heard the
sci-fi.
name.
It's a pretty cult.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard the
hit.
name, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, and then they're doing The Wolf Among Us,
Yep.
season 2. And that's it. Before we talk about The Wolf Among Us 2, does anyone have anything to say regarding Telltale's closure? I mean,
Did we not already talk about the Wolf Among Us 2? Or are we?
Like, we're gonna- I think overall-
we're gonna hit it.
I see,
We're gonna
I see.
hit it a little harder.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I'm not very optimistic for this new stuff.
I'm thinking the same thing. I
Yeah.
think The Wolf Among Us 2 is a great note to start on.
Yeah.
But it's like, so are you guys just gonna do the same thing again?
Yeah, 'cause I
And-
think-
and I think they're using Unreal 5. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, I think it's a good note to start on because like Wolf Among Us 1 sets up too well.
It was so
and is-
requested.
Yeah, and it was such a quality thing that it's like, all right, you got to be able to follow this up. But I mean, it shouldn't be hard. It's not like you have to pull it out of the dirt. Like it's a good game.
Right.
Should
You
be
have a
able to-
very good base.
So if you fuck it up, then it's like, all right, we probably
This is not a good.
This is
yeah.
probably not gonna work.
It would be different if they were maybe starting fresh with a completely new IP,
Yeah.
or not even like just a different IP that they haven't worked with
Yeah,
yet.
like a SpongeBob game or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I think Joey, that's a perfect segue to talking about like, okay, The Wolf Among
my
Us
thing.
2. What changes do we need to see from the original? I think
10
like,
episodes.
I think what you said is kind of like astute. Like, this is a pretty easy game to make a sequel to, and
Yeah.
it's been long enough where you can make some like substantial changes.
Yeah.
Like, how can you fuck this up?
Yeah.
But like, what do you guys? What kind of changes are you guys talking about? like gameplay.
I think just like because
because we've talked about the choices thing.
right,
Yeah,
but
but
looking
that's
at
like the biggest
maybe
thing.
compare
Yeah.
like and this might be tough for you, Trio. I don't know if you have the context. Heavy Rain to Detroit, like the place like they started and now where their last game was is like a substantial jump.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the same game but better and more like fleshed out mechanics.
These
and
games were just the
choices.
same exact formula every time almost.
Yeah.
So do that, but like
So
again,
improve on it.
just
Basically.
improve on what you
let's
have.
I think there are a lot of
Upscale it.
quality life things, upscaling, make it run well,
the narrative
Yeah.
I hope is larger, involves more characters.
and has more choice, as we said.
Yeah, really. For me, it's just like how well it runs and like keep the writing up, and then fucking like make the choices matter.
Do you think they can get rid
That's
of
like
quick
why the
time
formula
events?
got
Do you
tied.
think they could make it more action oriented in that moment, or do you think they need to keep it more just like walking around and interacting with things?
I mean, it's hard because like fucking like to market the game, you want to have that action element. But man, if they just committed to not doing quick times, I wouldn't care.
But like
I mean,
I'm saying,
Metal
like
Gear
you
Solid
even like
4 is
it's
like
more.
hour-long cutscenes. What? Let's just fucking watch the.
It's
fight
more of a
scenes. I don't know.
But what if it was like more of a traditionally controlled game, but it was still had a very heavy focus on that Telltale
So,
style? Like
That'd be
of-
cool, but I feel like that would stretch them thin because they're
Yeah.
already not very adept with like. I mean, they've
Just the
worked on
one thing.
other stuff, so maybe they are more.
And
adept
don't get me
with
wrong,
action, but-
I'm not talking about like creating like a whole nother like combat system or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah,
but more of
I-
just
and
like
I didn't want to try to inflect like I was talking about that. Like
no,
too.
no,
Like, I think
it's just
stay the
more of
same.
like I don't know. I don't even know.
I
really
think it's
don't.
hard
Yeah.
because at the like if you mess with the formula too much, how much is it still a Telltale game at that point?
Exactly.
And
Right,
like
there
even,
is an identity.
Yeah,
to
so
these
even
games.
coming back to it, it's like this mixed bag where it's like part of me's like, God, it was such a chore to play because the Telltale formula is so dated.
Sure.
So even doing a sequel to it in that style,
like-
you could do it really perfectly, and I think it's still gonna feel kind of tired because like point and click games already are like super dated from like
Yeah.
But now you have the Telltale specific,
But like
point and click.
the latest Super Monkey. No, not Super Monkey.
Monkey Ball,
No, not that. Adventure Monkey Island.
Curse of Monkey Island. Yeah.
Yeah, like they put out a sequel to that. That was like, I think fans wanted, but like, that's not doing anything for like.
Yeah.
No, it's not like a game of the year.
Yeah,
Game.
it's
We're a
if
Game
you're
Awards game at all.
hardcore into the point and clicks. Here's a new.
You'll
one
go,
finally.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
I think
stoked on
and I think they do have a worth. I think they
Yeah.
do have a space, but
Sure.
it's just like it's just like any genre. How do you revolutionize and evolutionize what you're already doing? It's
Yeah.
hard.
It is, and I think it's like with a lot of genres don't have to do that because the core loop is fun, even if it's
Like
generic.
FPS.
Repeated. Yeah, it's
Great
always
example.
going to be fun to shoot at stuff.
Yeah.
But
Right.
like the Telltale formula, like doesn't have that.
It loses its
same
luster after a while.
Agelessness. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like wine. It's
And I think the
Doesn't keep its patina.
and that's
Exactly.
why I was said like the narrative needs to be bigger scale and more deep and
That's really what it is.
emotional.
Yeah, the
because I
core
think
story,
that
yeah.
will carry it, and I
I
think you
agree.
can do that. Like I watched that trailer again last night, and I'm like, Bigby's in like a group therapy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's probably with Mondays, I would assume.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's Bigby been through since the last time we saw him? Like, what's he been up to? How's the business office?
why I do
doing?
think
How's Fabletown doing?
a
Like,
time
I
jump,
want to know.
a
Yeah.
time jump when appropriately seized upon can be a really good thing.
And sometimes
Even in,
I
like-
go, fuck, it's
Yeah.
5 years.
I know
Ow.
sometimes, but like even just as a recent example, Jedi Survivor, you have a big time jump on that. I
5
think,
years, right?
yeah, and I think they take good, what's the word?
care.
Care to kind of expand upon his character and be like, oh, you can make him a bit different of a character because he's grown
He's
in
at
5
5
years.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
And
can
I
do
think,
that
I
with
think I'm fine
Bigby
with
or
that
something
one,
too.
especially where it like leaves off. It's not like, oh, now we're going to go do this. It's like it just kind of ends like
We're gonna get some
ambiguously.
adventures. Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think it's literally just that. It's just nail the content and the aesthetic, like that, because that's like, I mean, even back then when the first season came out, like it ran bad.
And
I mean,
and
we're
for
used
a
to stuff
game
running
that's
bad.
that is a walking simulator, basically.
Yeah.
that should not happen.
Yeah, but
It
so
should be
like,
running like butter.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, even with other
Yeah.
like walking
Yeah. I
agree.
simulators and like Firewatch and stuff, it's like those games at their core are boring, but the story and like the presentation, if you just nail those, I'll look
You'll keep
past how
everyone in, yeah.
boring it is. to
I'm-
play.
But and
I'm
that's why
glad-
you're not there for gameplay necessarily. in
I'm
those
glad
games.
you brought up Firewatch.
I love Firewatch.
That game was so mid.
No,
The
Dude,
story.
when did you start saying mid? By the way, also, who is this? Anyway, but continue.
Have I been saying it a lot?
No, I don't know. I feel
I
like
feel
I heard
like
it
I
twice.
have.
But either way,
on the
but
podcast.
Firewatch, I hear really good things
The
about.
story just ends so.
realistically.
You think there's something else? This is total side tangent. You think there's something else going on in there? There's just not.
I know, and that's the beauty of it.
I don't know.
They
See,
play
I think
into-
that can work.
Yeah, they play into your imagination, and you have this like these crazy ideas, and
What's
then it's
going
like,
on?
and then you get to the end, it's like, nope, this was a guy's summer, and this is how it
and
went.
it's not even like the story with
The lady,
No, it is the story with the lady,
yeah.
the diver,
the climber guy.
Yeah, the climber guy who dies and the kid.
Yeah.
Like that thing, that was fine. I kind of
Yeah.
like that. But then it's like the relationship between the two people in the game. I was just like, what the fuck? This felt so short.
I liked it though because it fit the characters. There's
That's
regular
even more
people.
of a glorified walking simulator than Telltale is.
Ah, man, I can't sign off on this podcast. I'm actually saying you
Joey
can't.
gets up and leaves.
We've recorded 5 episodes now. I'm saying you can't upload.
So
any
let's
of
take them
those.
back. I do not give you permission.
We need we need the Wolf Among Us to be Death Stranding level walking simulator.
Absolutely.
God,
Some 4-hour cutscenes.
I used to be a walking simulator aficionado. Gone Home, great.
That's a game I need to play.
It's good.
It's like an
what's the
hour
other
and a
one?
half, right?
Dear Esther's not bad.
Is What Remains of Edith Finch a walking simulator?
That one's great. Yeah, actually, that's one of the best ones. That and Firewatch are probably my 2 favorite walking sims.
I actually have to play A Night in the Woods.
That's like more.
Because I think you
guess it kind of
you
is.
and Nick Matarazzo.
Yeah, I
sold me
love
on
that game.
Yeah,
That
and
game's
it's been.
great.
I think I have it, and I'm just like, I'll get around.
There's
to
a
this.
whole story about. Do you know about like the developer for that game?
No.
That could be a whole nother episode on its own. Some
Wanna
stuff
give me
came out about him.
I'm like, you want to give me the short?
So basically, yeah, some stuff came out about him. I think he was like emotionally abusive or sexual assault. It was something in that realm.
Maybe
And
I do know about
He
this.
killed
Who was
himself.
Oh.
Yeah, and that studio's like done now. I think they're like pivoted into a new studio. It's really crazy, honestly. It's a
Wow.
wild story. But yeah, the guy who did like all the music and coding, I think. Yeah. Alec
Also,
Walker.
Night School, After Party, and Oxenfree are pretty good walking
I don't like
simulator
Oxen.
games.
I tried Oxenfree. That not for me.
I liked After Party. I think is pretty fun.
I like the walking.
Is that the one where you're stuck in hell or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to beat Satan at beer pong.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's just a goofy little premise.
But Night in the Woods is dope.
So they're making a sequel to Oxenfree, and it's like they're Netflix. They're a studio that Netflix bought, and I'm just like, how does PlayStation have this? This is a recent conversation on Twitter. It's like, how does PlayStation have this, but like not Xbox? It's not on fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, Microsoft? How you losing this shit?
Is it? Yeah, no. Is
For
it my,
Square, you don't have fucking Octopath 2?
Go
But
off.
PlayStation does, and they don't have the first one? Like,
No, but I
come
wonder
on.
if Square's like.
I've been mad at Xbox recently.
I know you
too.
have.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
good
just
to
like,
see.
what? Like they're
Me
missing
too, because
out.
we had a house Xbox and my roommate's taking it, and I'm pissed.
The Series X, the model.
No, like the no. I think it's the
Just
The
the one
Xbox
S.
One or whatever. Series
the
S.
one S.
yeah
Or the Series S.
Series S.
Yeah, you're losing out in the.
Oh, you're one of
think-
those Mondays. That's,
Honestly,
you know.
I have no idea what Xbox it is. I just know that I can't have it. And I'm
It's small.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
little
not a
white-
big
white
cinder
thing.
block.
No.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Anything else, gentlemen?
boy.
No.
I got an outro.
Oh,
No,
shit.
there's nothing.
I thought
cooked.
that's his job.
There's nothing cooked.
Wait,
no,
you're
no.
outroing or I'm
No,
outro?
you're gonna outro, but I gotta, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
Pre-outro.
like
a
a
pre-outro,
final
outro. Gotcha.
thought.
All right, well, please
An
do.
intro to the
That's why I
outro.
was asking. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Let's give the Florida Gooch for the intro to the outro.
Yeah. The intro
much what it
outro. Yeah.
That's our second Re3, gentlemen.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the
Yeah.
bags. I have to admit, the way we did this was much better than how we did it.
I
the first
completely
time.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. On like every single level.
Yeah.
And
I skipped most of the Halo ones because I was like, I'm not doing this.
Kind of
there
understandable.
was so
like there's so
much
many.
to that.
No, I meant like skipped showing up to film. them.
Oh,
I was also part of the
Oh,
original.
yeah. You
Yeah, right, yeah, we just were like-
Joey just never.
You didn't end
showed
up showing
I
up
was
at all.
I was actually supposed
right?
to be on them. Yeah, I skipped
Yeah,
every
yeah.
session we did. so.
Jeez.
But this one went a lot better. I did show
Absolutely,
up.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm just like, we obviously like we don't have another one planned, but like, hey, if you have a series of games that you want to see us cover,
Or just a game, because this was technically just a game.
yeah, that just happened to
The Near games, Track and Guard and Near.
they happen to coincide very nicely with 5 episodes. Yeah, and I know like I don't know if this isn't like I wanted to we talked about Amnesia, doing Amnesia. at one point.
Persona. Persona.
Yeah, let me just do.
Shin Megami Tensei.
That'll be longer
Sorry,
than
can I get
that'll,
some more
that'll be
water?
longer than 30 episodes. That's a fucking long game. How would you even cut that?
That
out?
would take like 3 years to do.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to what we do next. Hopefully,
I'm too.
Trio picks the game because I've
Well,
done
yeah,
the
well, I
last
mean,
two.
that's. I guess Re3s I've been kind of just leaving in your ballpark because
but we
you
were,
did
like,
let it happen.
even with
But
the
now we
rewind
can.
reviews,
No,
we
for
would
sure.
kinda
Well,
switch it
now
back
we
and
can
forth.
start going back and forth, especially because I don't know. I didn't really have another game because I didn't know how we were going to restructure it after the first one. So now that we know
Right,
that we're
now we
doing it
have-
like this,
right.
yeah, I would definitely want to consider something. I mean, Assassin's Creed would be one I'd love to do, but it's just too many. Like,
Yeah,
it's just too
I
many.
thought the same
Like,
thing.
I would
It's just
love
like,
to do that,
okay, do we
but-
cover each game? That's still fucking a lot.
No, it's just playing every game. Like,
Yeah.
and I just
And
like,
you know me, I gotta get all my.
I
shit.
know, yeah.
I'm gonna play the first, and you can't. The first one is like, besides playing on Xbox, pretty inaccessible. Yeah.
really? I was gonna say Xbox you can get it on.
Yeah,
pretty
but
easily,
everything else,
but,
it's like,
yeah.
well, I want to.
Not in the video game realm, but I'd be lying if I said this thought hasn't constantly crossed my mind
for
about
it.
if you guys did the Walking Dead show AMC. Dude, it would
I
be
would-
so
We've
sad.
never done any show.
I would
Yeah.
never rewatch that.
I know.
I would
But it would be
rewatch like
so
the first
sick.
season.
Yeah,
Like
maybe
like
the worst one.
see, you know what's funny? I've had this. I think I've brought this up on the podcast before.
Yeah.
I'm not a show rewatcher.
I rarely am too.
I recently had the inclination to be like, I want to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners again.
Only
and
certain.
fucking-
There's like a few amount of shows I'll
that
do.
all unless
More
I'm
so
rewatching it
anime.
with someone new. Yeah.
Yeah, more so anime. Like Bebop, I've seen a couple times.
Like, I would-
I've been
Evangelion,
rewatching
I've seen-
SpongeBob. Funny enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what I would rewatch Evangelion.
Yeah. think I've seen
Maybe
it, like,
or like
5
Attack on
times.
Titan. Like I would want to rewatch that with somebody.
Yeah.
Because then it's like I'm not just doing it myself. I'm kind of like
So that's
That
what
is
I do.
most
That's usually what I
something
mean.
with somebody for the first time.
When did I just
I'm
rewatched
rewatching
something with my
Barry
girlfriend.
right
I'm trying to
now. I
remember.
just got caught up.
I want to watch Barry really bad.
Yeah,
It's on my
season
list.
4 is. I haven't watched any of the new season yet because I was getting caught up with Bay. But
on Max.
on Max, not
On
HBO.
Max, not HBO Max.
If I fucking hear anybody out there saying HBO,
That highly that
lose my shit.
that highly productive brand that makes a lot of things that everyone loves. I don't want to fucking hear about that. Anyways, Gooch, was that it? Anything else on the Re3s?
I think the only thing I wanted to say, doing The Walking Dead the game from
yeah,
Telltale.
and you know what? Call
mean,
me up
I-
if you do that because I'll. As
That
much
would-
as I said, playing this again was a chore, which is literally
That-
just like the mechanics.
that would be
sure.
long.
Yeah.
I would do it.
that
though.
would probably be like
I mean, each one's
each
5 episodes.
each season is 5 episodes.
Would we
plus-
do Michonne?
No, 400 Days though. You have to do because
Yes.
it's a spin-off, but all the
400
characters.
Days was good.
Yeah, I remember when that got announced. I was like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah, and they were like,
Just
"It's
so
gonna
good.
impact season 2." I was like, "That's so cool."
yeah, they did." Yeah, that would probably be like maybe like 16 because I think 400 Days could kind of get one episode. But yeah, it's an idea. I wouldn't want to revisit Telltale right after this.
Yeah, that's down the line. That's down the pipeline.
But Trio, I think that about wraps up. For
I
the
think so
Wolf
too,
Among
gentlemen.
Us relive, replay, and re-experience.
Everyone, thank you so much. If you watch us live on Twitch TV.com/Delco Network, we really
Not
appreciate
tonight,
you.
though.
Not today, unfortunately, but we usually do live record these episodes, so please feel free to stop by. We usually post on our pages when we're going to do so. But you can find this podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerd Network. We're on all your favorite social media pages as well. We got a Facebook page. Also, we're Delco Nerds on everything. We got a Discord channel, which will all be linked down below. You can email us all your comments, questions, or concerns, delconerds@gmail.com. We would be happy to get back to you. And you can find all this information on our website, delconerdnetwork.com. If you can drop a like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment, all that good stuff really helps us out here. You can even leave reviews on your podcast app of choice. Goes a long way to just help with the old algorithm. But for Gooch, for Joey, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy, and we will see you next time.